you guys ready to start?
Soup's ready.
Yeah, Connor, you ready?
Yeah.
Paige.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
I'm more ready than that lady was to steal that kid's cell phone in New York.
We're not talking about that today.
I didn't think we were. That's why I threw
No,
it
it's
out.
too big, too big.
Oh.
Even though we have some big topics to cover. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Pearcast episode 16. We're long overdue, but we're live in Brimco Studios,
Yeah.
our brand new studio setup. It took us a while. Well, Chris, I should say.
Took me a while to set up my studio
Yes.
behind us, which I have graciously
By the
leased
way,
to
that
the
man is aiming a weapon straight at the camera.
It's a little intimidating.
Yeah, there's a guy behind us
Maybe
with a gun.
fuck you.
pointing
Maybe
a
we're making
camera.
a social statement. Maybe we're not. It's up to you guys. Maybe yes. Maybe.
They're all technically kind of pointed at JFK, which I appreciate.
Which they can't see in the
Especially
setup
that guy.
though.
And now a moment of silence.
Anyway,
Yeah.
guys, this is, of course,
Too
the Pearcast,
soon.
a once monthly news roundtable of some of the funniest news of the month. And boy, it has a lot happened since we last went
Been a
live. huh?
funny month. ain't
It's
it,
been a
folks?
long month. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
New Year.
It's 2021, and this is our first episode of the year. Joining me to the left, I have Chris Brimmer.
That's me.
That is you.
That's me in the new studio.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us.
Sitting next to him, to his left, we have my fiance, Paige Eckstein.
Hi. It's me. It's Paige. How are you guys?
And then sitting
His
to
other fiance.
his left, we have my second fiance, Connor Potts, in the house.
What's up?
And I guess we'll just get right on into the news stories. I have a bunch of them today. We'll start with something Chris was talking about in the kitchen before we started the stream, just to get it out of the way, because Chris spoiled a little bit of it.
Oh no.
Denmark
Eat it while it's fresh.
Denmark debuts new children's TV show about a man with a huge and uncontrollable penis.
What? What? It's a chill. hang on.
Uncontrollable.
Yeah,
So it's like
his
a-
name's like
uncontrollable
Dave
mean,
Dixon too, or something like
though?
that.
So it's a claymation show. Let me pull up.
Yeah, can we see this?
Yeah, I can pull up a picture of
Can you
it.
show it
I
on
am
Twitch?
Very
I can definitely show a
curious.
picture of
they
what he
can
looks
show it on
like.
Danish PBS.
Can you show that on? Yeah.
Now,
So this is what he looks like.
Why does the claymation look very?
He looks like a
old?
cheap Italian, like a knockoff
He looks
of
like
Mario.
he's packing a
From, like,
hog.
The 80s. What? Why?
oh,
What do
man.
they mean by
He looks as surprised as I am that he's in a show about his dick.
why? What does it mean by uncontrollable?
All right, so let's.
Like, can you elaborate?
Let's
He has
read
a
a little bit.
prehensile
He
penis.
cannot control what it does
That's
or who it.
is it prehensile? Like I
This
don't
is-
understand.
This is a CNN article, and it says that Denmark's flagship broadcaster has suffered blowback over its newest children's TV program. John Dillermand, an animation starring a man with a penis so massive and flexible it can save children from danger, fetch
No,
objects from a
no.
river, and operate as a pogo
This
stick.
got
So the
approved?
first way to save children is to wrap your penis around them
No.
and
Yeah.
like save
This
them if
got
they're
approved?
falling or something.
Sometimes, as he's driving by in his big white van with no windows, he slides the door open and grabs him out of danger.
I'm imagining like
Possible.
a child falls over a cliff and he uses it as a lasso.
No,
To
it's more.
lasso
It's
them.
more like it's a snake that,
How?
like,
Oh.
yeah.
So this
he doesn't grab it.
actually,
It does
like,
all its own stuff.
This actually got approved and is like going to be on television.
No, it has been
It's
on for a
airing
year.
right now.
Are you fucking? Can we
Um,
watch this?
it's 15
guys?
years
like,
old.
For real? Can we find
No.
it somewhere and watch it? Not
We-
right now.
We can, yes.
Dan does not allow.
No.
We can't do it right now because I don't have any episodes saved, but it says that the show, whose 13 episodes are available to watch on the DR Network's website, follows its titular character as he navigates an array of unsuspected scenarios caused by his inexplicably huge genitalia.
So how huge is it?
Well,
like what are we talking?
I got
This
an
is the
example.
thing. It's normal thickness, but it's like 30 feet long and prehensile.
So this
Because
is
I saw
like
this.
this is
so-
like potion of endowment, Dan. From
Well, from Conan Exiles?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you get a huge dick. In one episode, for instance, the mustache Dillerman uses his gigantic stripy organ as a leg for his, or as a,
stripey.
I said leg, not as a leg, as a lead for his dog.
Oh,
He's
But you know,
wrapping
like-
his dick around dogs.
yeah. So he's
and
practicing
children?
bestiality.
Well, but you know what happens when you wrap your dick around your dog's neck and take it
You
for a walk?
save it.
No, you like Dillerman, you quickly find yourself inundated with requests from neighbors to take their pets out for a walk too. At one point in the show,
That's what happens.
Yeah,
he's
what?
stuck floating midair after balloons are tied to his groin, which I have a picture of.
Show that picture right now. Why is
Oh.
his?
So they don't? Do they
Oh.
not actually show the?
No,
dick?
his
Hitch.
dick is headless and always
sorry.
looks like a rope that's dressed like he is.
And I'm showing
Otherwise, it
other
would be
articles.
obscene, Connor,
Why can't they just say it's a tail?
Because it's a children's show.
because it's supposed to be a dick.
So
I,
People who like this show say they're like, hey, you know what?
You've lost.
It's body
me.
positive.
He's
it
like a
shows the
where's-
differences that people have.
kids don't need to
in
know
life.
about giant
Body,
dicks.
body positivity is great as long as it doesn't involve wrapping your penis around your
around
dog as a leash
children
and around children.
Yes. What the fuck?
Well, guys, listen, this show is important because we know there is a lot of like trauma and negativity associated with having a big penis in this
Sure,
world.
yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Like you, if you have a big penis, like people treat you
Well,
lesser than.
well, take this for example.
Really, it's important to
Yeah.
have this representation.
Yeah.
Take
Exactly.
take this for example, and then I'm sure this happens a lot in real life. In another episode, he breaks a friend's vase with his penis and must raise money to repay them back. And a
Yep.
third, he uses it to steal ice cream at the zoo. The show's opening montage shows him using his genitals to keep lions away from a group of children.
this man and children and his genitalia are involved way too much. I don't understand that aspect. Also, when he got the ice cream, does that mean he put his dick in the ice cream?
Yeah, where's the health inspector? As this
I
dick's
feel
wrapping
like the
around
show
cones and.
Is teaching
Carrying him off.
terrible things.
What's funny is this is a deep cut that's going to be irrelevant to listeners, but our dear friend Chris, the other Chris, was like, we're doing stuff in the wrong country.
He's right there. Yeah. You can make children's dick entertainment
This
apparently
is
in Denmark.
insane.
Whatever
But-
woke is, they are the opposite
Well,
of it in
so
Denmark.
I can't
so
fathom it.
actually, it's a perfect time
Maybe
to bring
it's
that
super
up
woke, I
because
don't
the
know.
next line says that the show was generally met with hilarity in Denmark across the internet, but many praised it as an appropriate and lighthearted way to teach children about human anatomy. But
no, it's not in,
In the
that
power of a
way.
massive
But-
dick.
some took issues with the character's central trait. Danish politician Morten Messerschmidt, a member of right-wing Danish People's Party, said children should not be forced to watch a cartoon depiction of an adult man's groin.
You remember right wing
I
in,
mean-
in Denmark is probably like center.
Center in
Yeah.
America.
And this-
Yeah.
I
It's like
I
David
may-
Kucinich.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever say this, but I agree with that right wing guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a children's story about a massive
A
penis that
handful of
saves people
parents
and walks
have
dogs.
taken.
Yeah,
to-
it should be about really saggy boobs that
Yeah.
fight crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that's an idea.
The CNN article goes on to say that a handful of parents have taken to the Facebook page of DR's Children Network, urging them to remove the program. A spokesperson for DR said to CNN that most of those who criticized the program did so, quote, without even having seen the show because it wasn't released yet. Fair, though, criticism, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell me much more if you're like, I have a children's show about a man with a really large
Yeah.
cock.
I feel like if you-
consistently
It's
touches
not even a really
animals and
large
children
one. It's a
with
really
it.
long
It's a,
one.
yeah, it's like it's Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
song
Mr.
from
Fan, yeah,
Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
or like
Yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
Elastigirl,
I feel like
except with
this
a
is
penis.
just teaching really dangerous precedent.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Um,
like that.
Like only those with massive, unrealistically large penises are useful. Everybody else
The
can
spokesperson
fuck off.
The spokesperson for DRs went on to say that now a great majority here in Denmark are making fun of a few critics instead, Sarah Cecile said. Hundreds of thousands are supporting John Dillerman now. In Denmark, it's a huge success, and children are watching it in big numbers, she said, telling CNN that 200,000 people have viewed the first episode.
That's not a lot.
No, dude. No, it's not much at all.
Considering that we're in Missouri reading this.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, you back it up a little bit, right? Like if I was in a focus group as a parent who's like, I don't give a shit about a lot of stuff, you know? Like I'd let my kid watch this show. And
Yeah,
at
definitely.
any point in her life, I would have let my kid watch this show. 'cause
Well,
I've
your
seen-
daughter is definitely old enough to watch it.
Yeah, but
too.
even when she was a little kid, I've seen this already.
it's
We
not like
talked
there's
about it.
like it's to be clear, it's not like there's like an engorged penis
No.
saving the day a
No,
lot of times.
Like-
But what I still don't understand is the amount that it touches children and pets.
You know
and
what I
food.
don't have a picture of? Is it grabbing ice cream and shit? I do kind of want to know what that looks like.
Yeah, we should binge
I
watch this
imagine
as soon as
he's
this
like-
is over.
Leaning over a railing, the ice cream is below, and the penis just
Like
angles
snakes.
down.
And when it moves, I was gonna say it
wraps
goes
around the cone and pulls it
like
back
snakes
up.
make noises
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
That's how I would do it.
That's
Oh
pretty
my
much it,
God.
though.
But what I
We
was gonna
have
say
to
is like
watch
I don't
it.
have a huge objection to it, but as a parent who would let my kid watch it because I've already seen it, if you read me the log line, I would be like, get out of here, pervert. Like a guy named John Cockman basically
Yeah.
touches children with his penis.
Yeah.
Like
And animals.
And animals.
Yeah.
and food.
It's That's horrifying.
Yeah.
The synopsis, the log line should just be John Cockman touches things with his penis. That's what the show is. And if you sold it to me that way, I would say, no, thank you, you creepy Dutch.
You creep. Jesus.
But you're not the target audience, so
Yeah, you're
No, I'm
not
not.
Dutch.
Nope.
There-
what do
no,
kids
okay.
say?
I am not a
I
Dutch
don't want to know
child.
what kids say because I don't need to offer everything to children before it's screened before.
I
it's
imagine
given to
like
them.
Good point.
10-year-old kids are like, it's funny as fuck.
That's why they
Yeah.
focus test like,
Also-
munitions and stuff with children.
I have to wonder.
This child.
I have to wonder when you're watching it. Does John Dillerman walk out and say, "My massive penis is here to save you," or is it like,
I
not-
saw that
you know,
no,
is he
no,
not
no.
he
like?
apologizes for what his dick's doing, from what I'm to understand.
But
Correct me.
remember-
He
if you
says
know.
he comes in, he busts open a door and he says, "A cock a day keeps the doc away."
Oh no.
See, that's what I'm
No.
saying. He doesn't do that. So what
Well,
does he
no,
do?
no,
How
do
does
you
he
guys
announce
remember
himself if he's
From
a
the
hero?
opening of this, Dan said uncontrollable. I like to imagine
It
he's
seems
just
very
walking-
controllable so
no,
far from
I
what
like
I
He was
I read
he's
all the
lighting a
article.
barbecue pit in one of the things I saw.
He controlled it to steal ice cream.
Yeah.
No, what I like to
John
imagine is there's
Dillerman.
like a little kid in a well, and he walks by, and his dick just uncontrollably starts to like go down there to act as
Yeah.
a rope, and he's just like, "Whoa!"
He's
Yeah.
got a penis that senses children.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, that
Children
would
in
be-
danger.
Oh no.
Um,
I'm gonna turn around Miller Lite's logo while we're talking about this, just as a favor to them.
you're welcome, Miller.
Here's a
You're
picture of
welcome.
him.
Drank Miller today.
Here's a picture of
You're
him
welcome, Miller
playing
Brewing
tennis
Company.
with himself
No,
or
what?
badminton,
I can't.
and his
show
penis
that,
is holding
unfortunately,
the
but-
other, the other tennis racket.
Oh my
Yeah, can you-
god.
which camera are we on? Can you
Show it. Yeah, yeah. It no,
that
other one.
camera?
It he looks like Where's
It's
Waldo.
not gonna focus.
Whatever. He
It's
looks
not
like
gonna
Where's
focus on.
Waldo with a ropey fucking Where's Waldo
Yeah.
dick coming out. What did you look up to find that, Connor?
I just typed in John Dillerman on Google and looked at images.
I imagine if you refined it a little
fucking
bit and you just
beautiful.
said John Dillerman plays tennis with himself.
Yeah,
you'd probably
here's
find
him
it.
walking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs with his penis.
6? 6?
Is he daisy chaining them dogs?
Yeah.
There's all of the leashes. His penis goes through all of the handholds of all of the leashes. And it
Jesus
connects to one
fucking
dog.
Christ. This guy's got to have like a
Here's
gnarly
the one of him
calloused dick.
lighting the barbecue pit.
It's a straight up root. It's a
gotta
kinky ass
be.
root
It's
at this
gotta
point.
be, with how much work he does with it, like physical labor.
Here's him holding
That
balloons.
he does with his fucking dick. It's got to just be like rough and calloused.
It's like a farmer's heels.
Yeah, here's a picture of him. Here's the picture of him playing tennis that we'll throw up.
It does not look like a penis at all. so.
No, not in like the slightest bit.
That makes it better,
Fucking
but it's still
Yeah,
not.
but it's still about his
it's still
dick.
supposed to be.
So
his
what the
penis,
dick
so.
actually looks like is just like a ropey.
It does look like Where's Waldo was.
Which
Yeah.
you know,
I think
actually,
was a
now that
good
I
description.
think about it, I would rather it just look like a dick because I don't
You
know
think
what
so?
that is.
What's funny is that the
Does
argument.
he have a
that.
giant sock over it?
Yeah,
the
like,
whole
what-
thing.
Is he like Red Hot Chili Pepper? And like, what's going on here?
Well, what's funny is the idea that it teaches children about anatomy. No.
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 It confuses
It-
children
Yeah.
about anatomy.
Not at all.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I
Not
never
everybody
got
has
to talk
rope
about
dicks
that.
like this
You said
dude.
it teaches anatomy. In
Yeah.
what fucking way is this?
John Dillerman's
That's not
anatomy.
anatomically
Teaching
correct.
Everything it has to
Anatomy.
teach you about anatomy is that men
Have
usually have
prehensile
penises. Period. That's it.
Yep.
Everything else
that
that
are
it shows
9
you.
feet long and wrap around.
Yeah.
No, it's
objects.
even more than
Yeah.
that. Like sometimes it's 20 feet long. Sometimes
Can
it's
it grow?
a
Can it-
couple
It's-
feet long.
Alright,
Yeah.
What
fuck
Chris
John
said,
Dillerman.
it's Mr. Fantastic of
It
dick.
can
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
It's
Holy shit.
somehow it's always the same girth with varying
Can we-
lengths. It defies all laws of
Mm-hmm.
physics.
Can we also just talk about why is the claymation so shit?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look
It's
good.
really bad
It looks like
claymation.
early claymation. It does not look
The entire
good.
Danish economy is only $780.
I don't know
a
what the
year.
like Danish TV budget is though. You know, like media in America's. Like we learned recently that movie we watched, Hunt for the Wilder People, the New Zealand film,
Mhm.
was the first one to make $1 million.
in New Zealand. In New Zealand.
Yeah,
always.
yeah, yeah.
in a
Yeah.
country that Peter Jackson.
What is $1
is
million
from.
New Zealand
I
dollars?
don't know.
I'll look
I,
that up.
do you expect me to just know the conversion?
Well, I thought
of,
you
like,
did,
all
but I guess not.
monetary-
Off the top of your
No.
head?
Yeah, I think New Zealand is.
How does it compare to pound sterling, Paige? Answer it now.
How much was it? $1 million?
A million?
It's called it's New Zealand buckaroonies.
I think is the actual technical term.
Yeah.
It's only like $300,000 more.
Well, there you go.
It's not that much.
That's news to me because I thought New Zealand, all of their currency was that giant crackers from Lord of the
Lembas
Rings
bread.
that the hobbits.
Guys.
Lembas bread. Yeah,
No.
that's
Lembas
what I
bread.
was thinking
Yeah.
too.
That shit
That's
looks
kind of
so
weird
good.
because that's actually what I was sitting over here thinking. Like, no
Oh,
joke.
Jesus, New Zealand, I'm sorry.
All right, well, moving on to our next story. Speaking of children, we can continue with more children news.
We were, oh yeah, the Danish dick guy.
Yeah, Danish dick guy.
I remember why that's
This
relevant.
doesn't
now.
involve. Well, it might involve dicks, but I don't really.
Mm.
I mean, because it's a dick's a part of a body. Anyway,
Debatable. But
They cut his body off.
mistakenly given hair restorer for upset stomach. Children sprout hair all over their bodies.
What?
Oh no.
what?
Wait, this happened with multiple children? This wasn't just like a one time.
In
Why
a
are they
sh-
mass dosing children?
In
with
a
this shit?
shocking incident, around 20 Spanish children sprouted hair all over their bodies after they were mistakenly given a hair restorer instead of medicine for upset stomachs. The mix-up happened after mislabeled syrups were delivered to pharmacies, and where the chemists used them to treat acid reflux.
Okay, that makes way more sense because I, for some reason, thought like 20 kids went to a school nurse and like separately and all got hair restored.
Okay, let's be clear. There is medicine to restore hair all over your body, and it's just a syrup.
Chris,
that
you would love that, wouldn't
you just mistake this
No.
syrup for Pepto-Bismol.
The
Sorry,
way-
we
What
gave
you're
you
saying-
Bigfoot
no,
medicine.
Seriously, if they're hiding the hair restorative stuff that like just-
actually works.
Yeah,
too,
that actually
apparently.
works?
Yeah.
and it looks like Pepto-Bismol, is it pink?
Like how did
No,
that
it's not
get-
that. But according to
It's
local
the
officials,
color of a bald man's scalp.
they were what?
Right
Dude,
here.
it's omeprazole. They mixed it up. They mixed up omeprazole
It's just a
Liquid
hormone, right?
with
omeprazole?
minoxidil, which
oh,
is
well, it makes sense because none of the letters are the same.
I have some pictures of the kids. A
Oh, no,
picture.
they're
They
gonna
look
look
like
like-
Teen
They
Wolf,
look like little
but
werewolf
like
kids,
8.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's not.
see
It's
it.
just like I just have a little picture of the kid's arm. Here it is.
Oh damn.
Oops.
What is that like up here?
Huh?
Oh, that's a sleeve. That's a high.
yeah,
ear
that's
up.
like
Yeah.
their. That's
Oh
like their
no,
upper
that's like
arm.
a 12-year-old girl.
That's like a 12-year-old. Yeah, it's
That's
definitely like a
werewolf
girl.
baby.
That's gotta be rough if
And
you're
she's
like.
growing a lot of hair
How long
on
does
her
it
arm.
work for? Like, is this a
How
kind of-
long does it work
No,
for?
Yeah, like, is this like?
It's not a werewolf serum.
Do you have to keep taking it for the hair?
I think you have to
Restoration
take
to
it
work?
every night during a full moon, and it works.
No, I'm just saying, like, is this little girl gonna be growing hair?
I would imagine if
I'm just
she
saying they
quit
took
taking
that they took that medicine once, and all of a sudden now they're covered in hair.
Exactly.
When did this medicine start to exist? Aren't there fake medicines for hair restoration?
Yeah,
And
I
apparently there's a
Like
pill.
4 hymns.
I thought all of it was
Yeah.
fake, besides the like hair plug surgery you can
Anyway.
have. Like, I didn't think any of it was legit.
Speaking of
For him.
that brings us to our first sponsor, forhims.com. No, anyway,
For him,
Not for
I use it
hymns.
every day.
can't get an erection? Need more hair?
Try 4 hers.
Do you want more hair in your erections?
Do you want to pay to have neither more often?
Oh, I hate all of this.
Imagine if
Wait,
John
did we just-
Dillerman's penis
Guys.
was covered in hair.
Oh,
from this
Paige,
medicine.
Maybe we just stumbled upon the anti-endorsement where people will pay you to cut a commercial
To
out.
stop talking
like,
about them.
like,
Hey,
like,
for Hims.
will Hims give us money to cut this
Business-
part
Never
out?
to- No, they'll just
Business
sue
at
us.
danperbig.com for
Just
inquiries.
imagine if you had one company that wanted an ad, and another company that didn't want that company to have an ad, and they could pay more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Um,
4 hymns gives you
so-
$10. This other company gives you 15.
Let's stop talking about For Hims.
Here's
and
what I'm
let's
going
go-
to say. For Hims maybe made me sterile.
Don't
Maybe.
wait,
I don't
stop.
know.
No, I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
defamation. Wait,
No,
no.
Holy
Maybe. No,
shit.
you're right. It didn't, and this is satire. But knowing that this is all satirical
I
and
could
that
eas-
none of this is true, for Hims, if you give us $11, we'll take this out. It's an experiment.
You know what's gonna happen
We're
now,
gonna
Chris?
see-
They're
I'm
just
gonna
gonna sue us.
in 50 episodes, I'm gonna apply for a For Him sponsorship, and they're gonna go back to this episode, and they're gonna say absolutely not.
Just have 4 gyms be your sponsor.
Anyway,
No, they're
let's-
going to say, give that fat bald guy some for Hims and a wig.
and then
and
say
we'll give
it
you
worked.
$3,000 and pay
That's
for the
not
wig,
that
and
much
we're gonna
money.
do it. So
No, they're just gonna.
it's
give you-
$3,000 more than they're paying us now.
They're
You
just
would
gonna
turn
give
you,
you-
you would be upset that Four Hims wanted to give you $3,000
If I had to
make Chris
lie,
wear a wig.
if I had to lie and
No.
say
That
that
they
that was
paid for.
Chris's
Guys.
natural hair, yeah.
You
guys.
wouldn't lie for $3,000.
You
That's
don't
not
even
enough
have
money to lie
lie
for.
You can just take this werewolf medicine that'll make you grow.
But it's
hair
not gonna put it on your
everywhere.
head. That's the thing.
We don't know that.
Everywhere.
No.
It puts
Maybe-
it
know what?
everywhere
maybe-
but
Guys,
your head.
I'm gonna tell you, as a bald person, when you give people testosterone replacement, it does not grow hair on their head. It grows hair on their entire body, and that's what happened. That's what's happening to those kids.
I could really use it.
An abundance of
Oh, those poor
testosterone
kids.
makes you go bald.
I could really
That's
use
an endorsement for myself, ladies.
really use
a lot
that-
of testosterone
I
going on.
could really use
through
this
part of
medicine to help
body.
my soup strainer get a little thicker.
You
know?
could, yeah. Or you could get hair plugs. on your
Anyway, to
face.
answer Paige's question, it says although the unfortunate incident took place in 2018, some of the children are still growing hair all over their bodies.
No, oh, those poor kids. That sucks.
Their parents had gone
That's
public with the
fucked
matter and
up.
confirmed that as many as 20 children were affected by the mislabeled syrup. Now the parents are demanding compensation as
Yeah,
their
they
children
should get
still
paid.
grow excess
Yeah.
hair despite treatment and medication.
Holy shit, those poor kids, man. That's
Uh,
fucked up.
One of
Can you
the
imagine if that happened like 2 years ago? Let's say that kid was like 12, she's 14 now. Like, oh, that's awful.
and now
one
she's
of-
a wolf.
Yeah,
one of
she's-
the
a
mothers
teen wolf.
one of their mothers whose baby was affected said that
Oh, the baby's covered in hair?
yeah,
Oh,
she said,
Jesus.
"Why does it take more than 2 months to test medicine? We've been told nothing and I'm furious, scared and misunderstood and a complete lack of empathy."
That sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the part about the 2 months. It says last July that the authorities noted that the mistake was flagged by a group of families that filed the complaint. However, it took more than 2 months for authorities to realize that the labeling error occurred
Holy shit.
before they shut down the laboratory and recalled the medicine.
That seems like way too long of a time. Like
Only
a
20 babies
response.
were
That's
affected, though.
insane.
Oh, only 20 babies?
Yeah, only
That's-
20
That's
That's
tiny babies.
barely
That
that's
happens.
barely 8 feet of babies.
That happens.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. You guys like hairy babies? I don't.
No.
I'm going to take a controversial stand and say I'm pro
Hairy
babies
babies.
existing naturally without
Yeah.
growth hormones making them hairy.
So moving on from one baby to a problem many mothers have, and that's letting go of their babies.
What? What? What do you mean letting go of their babies?
They're fucking
The
slippery. You
ritual-
drop them over banisters and shit when you're not trying to.
No, I
Leap
mean,
of faith?
Yeah. You know how you give your baby to the town elder and he holds it over a cliff and when he finds something wrong, he just drops it?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's
No.
what we're describing here.
I'm talking about empty nest syndromes. Mothers.
Oh.
Okay, this doesn't bad transition because
That
you guys
makes way more
questioned it too
sense.
much. Anyway, mum. So we know it's not in the United States.
Okay.
Wait, it totally is in the United States.
Weird.
This is just
Okay.
an article from Ireland.
But we know it's not. in the United
This is from a TLC show. Mom, 55, who showers every morning with her daughter, 19, claims it's the best way to start the day.
Did you find this article on Pornhub?
I have a video. No, I found it on.
I bet
the best
you have a
way to
video,
start your
Dan. What the
day.
fuck?
I found it on IrishPost.com.
This is fucked.
Credible.
Oh.
I don't like this one bit.
No,
Are we gonna-
I have a version of the Folgers song
How is
in
this?
my
How
head
is
right
like
now.
Child Protective Services not become involved before?
Because this
now?
is an adult, and if you want to
now
shower with
she's
your mom,
an adult. You think they
Yeah.
started showering together this
No,
year?
they didn't. That's in the article. We'll pull up the
Yep.
video here, which I think is going to explain most of it. This is again from TLC.
That's hold on, scroll up. Oh no, this is from the real thing.
Yeah, you guys ready to
Dude,
watch
I
it?
thought that this
Yep.
was just like a Pornhub screen grab.
No, no, no.
That you showed-
Hold on.
You want a sip of mine? I'm Mary. I'm 55 years old.
I made
This
of
is my
plastic
daughter,
and my
Brittany.
face is ironed
I'm
out.
Brittany. I'm 19 years old and I live in Jensen Beach, Florida with my mom.
Of course.
Can
they're
you help
from
me with my
Florida.
hair?
You got it.
This is them launching their fans only
Brittany
page.
and I, we've always
OnlyFans.
lived together.
OnlyFans.
And plus, I'm only 19. I haven't moved away. If that was the case, she would probably die from separation anxiety.
And she's probably right.
The audio's delayed. Sorry about that.
This is disgusting.
Why has legitimately why has Child Protective Services never been called?
The best way to start our day is in the shower.
No. Oh, I hate this. Then you can look like a leather handbag like me too one day.
She's so orange. The
When my
mom's so
mom
orange.
does simple things like washing my hair or washing my body, it makes me feel comforted.
All right, Chris and I grew up Catholic. I assume this is horrifying you as much as it's horrifying me.
It's making me really uncomfortable a lot.
I just don't get it.
You don't get it?
What don't you get? That this lady's a child molester.
Yeah,
no,
for
no.
real.
What I don't get is
I have been taking showers and helping Brittany.
that's
since
not
she
her
was
voice for one.
5.
Oh, I hate this.
I'm just a doty mom.
Nope, no.
Part of me wonders: is this
I don't
real?
believe I set out to have a relationship this close to Brittany. It's something that was supposed to be.
Oh my god.
I love her sequin
Oh
top.
my god.
It's going through photos of them
Oh,
growing
for
up.
fuck's
Kind
sake.
of like a
Lots
spiritual
of 90s hair.
connection.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, like I love my mom. I love my mom.
How long have you been dating?
Paige, let's go take a shower
You don't
with
love
her,
your
not
mom
me.
unless you shower with her.
Shower with your mom right now.
Listen, she hasn't seen me naked since I was a fucking like child, like a literal child. Even when I had surgery and she was there with me, she didn't fucking stare at me.
You made sure to cover that dong. I get it.
Yup.
Keep Brittany in pageants as long as she wanted to be in pageants. Eventually, it stopped, only because of health issues.
Oh, she made her a child pageant kid.
One
Oh,
day
this
I was
kid's
in the
gonna like
bathroom
murder her
getting ready
mom.
for
This
her
is gonna be
shower,
like one of those.
and
Oh, that's a
gypsy
cute
things.
dog. That's a really
She started
cute dog.
getting hair all over her body, under her chin,
She
under
took
her
that
arms,
medicine.
Getting pubic hair.
Oh, go!
Breasts were developing. I was
this poor
astonished.
girl.
Brittany
Oh, this poor
has
girl.
a condition called congenital adrenal hyperplasia. It's a missing gene. And what happens when they hit a certain age, 4, 5 years
What the
old,
fuck?
they start full-blown puberty.
That's it.
What?
What
the
a
fuck?
spot to stop.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That was the more
What the
interesting part of it.
So
So
that's
that girl
story.
is definitely gonna like murder her mom.
Yeah, I
one
think
day.
we've
That
seen
is
enough.
1000%
Also,
like a gypsy thing. It's gonna.
Okay, so right, the only way that this is
fuck.
not some weird, creepy, should be criminal sexual stuff is if that girl is like, how do I word this delicately?
Can't care
Well,
for herself.
She's like, yes, she's got a chromosome issue, and I have
No,
to
not
shave
even that.
her.
Just for like literally
and
for
bathe
whatever
her.
reason. If she couldn't care for herself one way or another,
Yes.
then it would make sense. That girl absolutely can. And this is gonna ruin her fucking life for being on this show.
You know what you can also do if you have to bathe your full-grown children? You can wear a bathing suit on television when you do it.
Yep.
No, they couldn't.
You can both wear.
Yeah.
bathing
There's
suits.
uncensored
there's
footage
a
of
lot
those.
of
All right, let's put on
that
a
mom and
my
daughter showering
1,000
together.
pound sisters next,
I
please.
hate this. I hate this so much.
Have you seen 1,000-Pound Sisters?
Yeah.
I have
Speaking
never
of
heard of
TLC
this
shows,
before.
It's a
Connor
TLC
sent it to
original.
me. I'll let Connor
Oh.
lead
Oh,
this
it's
one.
original?
Go to
Yeah.
lead it.
Written by the creators of Game of Thrones.
No, but no, Connor, explain to it. You're the one that sent it to me.
It's two sisters that weigh 1,000 pounds. It's combined,
Collectively, yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
But one
unfortunately,
of them,
Well,
one of them
fortunately
is
for
like-
them,
one of
one
them
of
is
them-
like 700.
One of them is most of the 1,000
Yeah.
pounds, and the other
The
one's
other one
just
is
pregnant.
Not, yeah.
And
It's,
so that accounts for about 20 of the pounds.
So pretty much
can't.
that's
I
all that
don't-
I've gathered that it's about. Them just being 1,000 pounds collectively,
all right.
which is enough
Dan,
to
that
get you
was
a TV
horrifying.
deal.
you're welcome.
That was absolutely horrifying.
because it's got a title. Like that's the thing is it's all about how
1,000 pound
catchy is the.
sister. From the Double D's that
Yeah.
brought you. Game
I
of
think we're
Thrones.
It's like,
done.
I had a friend Chris, and we were gonna back when we were both of the size to do it. We were gonna start a comic thing that was 600 pounds of Chris, but it was originally 400 pounds of
Ah.
Chris, and then it was like 450. It was like 600, and then we stopped counting because it was depressing.
I think that's all the stories we have involving any type of young adult.
Good. That was a very disturbing intro.
You're welcome.
I don't
So-
understand.
We got another banger here though. That's
Mhm.
really old, and I'm sure everybody's heard about this because it's been around a while. This is prior to the insurrection at the Capitol.
Okay.
Former police captain charged with pointing a gun at repairman, believing he was a voter fraud mastermind.
Oh my
What?
god.
He
What?
pointed a gun at an AC repairman, thinking that he was a voter fraud
Yeah,
mastermind.
where was Where was this poor repairman where he just got a gun pulled on
Did
him?
you not hear this?
No,
you guys
I haven't
haven't.
heard
Nobody's
about
heard this.
this.
I haven't heard-
okay.
no, I
I
haven't.
figured
Huh?
everybody heard this, and we could just run off with
No.
it. So, a former Houston police captain was charged Tuesday with running a man off the road, pointing a gun to his head 2 weeks before the election, as part of a baseless voter fraud conspiracy theory. The Harris County District Attorney said in a statement. Mark Anthony Aguirre, 63,
Mark Anthony.
was paid more than $250,000 by a Houston-based private citizens group investigating unsubstantiated 2020 election fraud claims, prosecutors said.
I still don't understand. Wait, so he just literally like I assumed that this guy was like repairing something somewhere that this ex-cop, this piece of shit thought he was involved in some way, but he literally just ran him off the road.
Yes, it says that on October 16th, Aguirre asked a lieutenant with the Texas Attorney General's office to conduct a traffic stop to help with his investigation. According to Houston police affidavit obtained by CNN, when the idea was rejected, Aguirre said he would do it himself and make a citizen's arrest.
Oh wait, so Aguirre was a cop while this happened?
No,
Oh.
no,
Oh, okay.
no. He asked them to do it, and then when they said no, he said he was going to do it himself.
And they didn't arrest him.
So 3 days later,
Okay,
allegedly,
okay.
Aguirre ran his SUV into the back of the man's truck. When the man got out, Aguirre pointed a gun at him, forced him to the ground, and put his knee on the back of the man's neck.
Sounds about right.
Image captured by
doesn't
police
really
body
fucking
camera
surprise
when
me.
officers arrived, according. An image captured this when the cops arrived, basically. Aguirre told authorities that he had conducted surveillance on the man for 4 days, according to the district attorney's news release.
I don't think you
Aguirre
can do
said
that.
he suspected that there were 750,000 fraudulent ballots inside the truck.
So did he know this guy before, or did he just like randomly start stalking a person that he like saw at the grocery store? Like,
I
how did
doesn't
he first?
really say that.
Oh.
I think it's clear. I think that this man can see things that other people can't.
Oh Jesus Christ!
That's really all there is to say about that. But speaking
There's one
of
other thing. Fuck that guy.
fuck that guy. But speaking of people seeing things that
fuck?
other people can't see,
Well, hold on. Did he describe anything that really like was a clue? Like, did they have like the sign of the Illuminati on their
no,
forehead or
he
anything?
said that he saw goat footprints
Mhm. Yeah.
I smelled sulfur.
leading up to the back
Around
of the
him.
truck where he found
Yeah.
no, the only
a
thing
bag
I can
filled with
find.
envelopes.
Like his palm had like a triangle with an eye in it, like or something. Like you got to have a really substantial.
But
so
no, it sounds
he
like
really
he
just saw a guy with tools and was like, "Die."
Yeah.
Maybe
I-
that guy was carrying a bunch of envelopes and he thought those are fake
A
votes. I know
whole
it.
bunch.
So the only thing I can find that he said is Aguirre told the police at the scene that he had been investigating, or he had been surveilling DL's home for a couple of days. That's the victim.
So he just openly stalked a guy, told the cops this. They did
Police searched
nothing.
his homes with permission. The affidavit says they did not find any evidence of voter fraud.
Hmm.
Aguirre also told police officers at the scene that they can be a hero or part of the problem, and that he hopes they're a patriot. Anyway, moving on to our next segment that Chris gracefully derailed with this transition.
Let me do it again.
Don't
No?
do that.
Okay. All right.
Um,
I'll just keep talking over.
So speaking of people that can't, that can see things that other people can't, a Louisiana man was arrested. Says lady used witchcraft into tricking him to hit the elderly.
Oh Jesus! What the fuck?
hit
To
the
hit,
elderly how?
Like with his
What?
hands or with the car?
With his
what kind
hands.
of-
With a switch.
Oh, still,
Is he
what the
going
fuck?
around just socking old people in the face?
Yeah. What? Wait, does he have does he have like specific women that he calls out, or just like in general like witches?
No, he punched a woman basically who he says used a racial slur towards him, and
and that made her a witch.
Yep. Exactly. No, witches made him hit her. Right?
yes,
Is that the defense? Did that fly in court?
Wait, does he have a curse on him that allows him not to tolerate bullshit?
this was inside a library, and he
What's
said that the woman inside the library
library?
tricked him using witchcraft and made him believe he was hearing voices. So he's obviously
Oh, so he's
schizophrenic.
mentally unwell, yeah.
and then he punched the 68-year-old woman
Because the voices told him to.
because the woman used witchcraft and told him.
Yeah.
Ah, that sounds
exactly.
like witchcraft.
Yeah, it
That does.
sounds just like
It
witchcraft,
sounds
doesn't
like
it?
Witchcraft. Does she have a mole? Does she have a mole somewhere?
Did
Isn't
he
that a
see
sign of a witch?
Black Phillip anywhere?
Were there goats? That's a good
It's
question.
a great question. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Scammer makes over $500,000 by selling anti-5G lotion.
What?
It's got lead in it.
Okay, like listen though, for real. This may be a controversial
blocks the
statement.
signal.
I am all about making money if people are that fucking stupid. I am fine with him making money.
You
off of
continue to
this.
surprise me on a daily basis, Paige.
I stand by it.
No, I don't think you should
Sell
be able
your
to sell
anti-5G
anti-5G lotion.
It's like a snake oil salesman.
I don't even really have much to read from this article because it's from the reportinghour.com and it is so terribly written. It starts off with the word, yes, you read that right. Don't ever start an article like that.
A bot
I'm
wrote
pretty
that.
sure that a megachurch got in trouble for selling some sort of water or something that they claimed could cure or prevent COVID-19.
See, that's different. I do think it's very problematic if you were trying to say this cures an actual issue. If you say, hey, I can fix your COVID, I can cure your cancer, fuck you. You are a garbage person.
Yeah.
Cancer's a
But
real
if
issue.
you're selling something that says like this will protect you from 5G and you're dumb enough to buy it, fuck you.
I get what you're saying.
I'm fine
So
with
it
that.
says-
Just put really
That's
small
what I'm
print.
saying.
It goes
parody.
on to say that there's
not
not
even that. If you're that dumb,
Satire.
fuck you, I don't care.
there's not much of substance in this article, but it does go on to say that authorities got one of the can of the life-saving 5G repellent lotion and took it to a lab. It turns out that it was very old Vaseline lotion mixed with very old sunscreen.
Well,
I'm surprised there wasn't any semen in it either.
it should
I love
be.
that they specify it
semen.
very old, like
How did they know it was old?
because it has stuff that causes cancer in it. I
Carbon
assume.
dating.
No, they cut it in half and they counted the rings.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm okay with it if the branding, if it was Antifa-G,
kind
and
of.
there was like SPF Antifa-G.
So like related
like
to this,
5,
have you guys
you know?
heard of all the things they're
SPF
selling
5 was
to
the
like
joke.
block 5G, and you can set it up in your house to block 5G, and what it does is blocks Wi-Fi signal. So people buy this, set it up in their house, and then get pissed off when
Oh
their
my
Wi-Fi
God.
doesn't work.
I used to work at a cable company and I can't imagine getting phone calls telling me, and we're like, we can't figure it out why. And then imagine going out to the house, like after you're like, we've tried every troubleshooting step. We can't get it to work for the customer. You go out to the house and they set up like some fucking 5G blocking thing that's
Yep.
just blocking their Wi-Fi signal.
They're all building like tiny little mini Faraday cages around like their Wi-Fi, essentially their router, and being like, "Why does my Wi-Fi not work now?" And so make all the money off those people you can. They're too dumb.
That's not much to
I
say
stand
about
by
it
that.
other
Good
than
on
that.
that guy.
There's
I
not much to
applaud
say
him.
about the article at all. This
I
guy made
hope-
$500,000 from selling anti-5G lotion, which was old Vaseline and old
I applaud
sunscreen.
you, sir.
Good job, sir.
Maybe he'll pay for an ad.
Or pay us not to talk bad about them. I'm telling you, I'm launching a new business model.
Hey guys, by the way, that 5G lotion gives you 5G. So beware.
God, that's horrifying.
Oh no, the 5G won't wash off.
We'll probably
Oh,
be
man.
covering that in the future.
Yep.
We're gonna do a big multi-part
Yeah.
deep dive on that, and we'll have to
Already.
include some
I know.
recipes for the lotion as our gift
Find
to the
some
world.
Vaseline from the 80s.
We won't profit
Yeah.
off of that. That's
No.
despicable.
That would be criminal.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, that's
Apparently.
hilarious.
Anyway, moving on to our next story, we have 4 strippers arrested by undercover cops in San Antonio for allegedly showing butt cracks.
What?
Is it illegal to?
I see this
Is it a-
motherfucker's butt crack all the time.
Chris saw my butt crack so
Every-
much
every
today
time
while I was
Dan's like,
sitting
"Hold on,
here."
25 minutes.
I'm gonna
ago.
reach
Just
for
today
Doritos.
alone.
My butt crack's out.
So it says police cracked down on 4 dancers
Crackdown.
and 2 managers at San Antonio Gentlemen's Club last week after the strippers allegedly revealed a little bit too much skin in front of undercover cops.
Look, you can show everything else, but no butt crack.
Yeah,
I was
what?
gonna say, how
Is it
much-
wrong?
Yeah, could it
You can-
possibly? Sorry.
So
go
we're-
ahead.
You can see butt crack in like PG-13.
You know what's
movies.
funny?
real life.
You know what's
What's
funny?
a thong?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go on to read. It says
Yeah.
when they went inside, they saw 2 dancers pulling down the waistband of their thongs
Oh my
to
God.
reveal the crevice of their butt
Oh
cracks.
my
Which is a
God.
violation of a city ordinance prohibiting nudity and sexual oriented
From
business.
1937.
What's the difference between a thong really and a butt
Yeah,
crack?
for real. But also, can we talk about
A
how
few
they're-
pieces of
how
thread.
they're undercover cops that were definitely there at the strip club for a sting?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you
They
think
probably
that-
were. They were
They-
probably trying to get
the-
some fucking
Yes.
easy money.
Those?
Do you think
no,
that
those
the
cops
city
were there.
budgets in lap dances for undercover cops like that? It's like their bonus.
Yeah, so they can catch.
Yeah.
They can catch people. Yeah.
I
in
d-
the
but
act.
the biggest part about this to me is like I understand that like there's some dumbass ordinances where you can't show nudity. I don't know the difference between a thong and a butt crack though, for real.
But
Like if you're wearing,
again-
it's like a little fucking triangular piece that covers right above where your butt crack starts, right?
Maybe they just don't want to see the top of the butt.
And if you're
crack.
wearing a
I don't
G-string, isn't there
understand.
like no, I guess like
Yeah,
a
it's just
string
a
of difference?
G-string.
look, there's a
yeah.
lot of thongs out there that are quite literally shoelace thin.
Exactly.
why does it
But if you
fucking
slide it or
matter?
like
Yeah.
pull it up and show you, I don't know.
So here's
Are
what
plumbers about to get arrested?
this is what I think is going on
Federal
there.
prison.
Federal.
So
prison.
guys, we live across the river from a lot of places where strip joints are, like the East Side. That's what it's known for. Up until like 10, 15 years ago, right? The thing there was like you couldn't actually have nudity, but all the bars did it, and like enforcement by the police was like a selective thing, essentially specifically for bribes and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like
Which they made their bribe money off of the
Yeah.
$17 bottles of Bud Light that
Yeah.
they serve you.
Yeah.
So what's going on there, I'd be willing to bet, right, is that there's like an ordinance from the fucking 40s that says like no top of the ass in this town.
No
And they
butt
do whatever
cracks.
they want, and then the cops come in and they're like, give us money and or head. And if you're like, no, they're like, you showed
Too
Butt
much
crack.
butt crack.
too much butt crack and you didn't
That's
participate
just
in our
The
horrible
ci-
corrupt
The
system.
city
Ridiculous.
code defines nudity as a state of dress which fails to completely and opaquely cover human genitals, the pubic region, pubic hair, and a crevice of the buttocks, or anus, or any portion of the female breast that is suitable below a point immediately above the top of the areola.
Suitable.
I like how they
Situated,
clarify-
sorry,
That's
situated.
I like how they
Beautiful.
clarify
I fucked up that word.
female breast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can show man
So a
breasts all
man
you
can
want,
have-
dude.
Man,
Free the nipple. Free the
I
nipple.
agree.
Yeah.
It's dumb as fuck. It's
Uh,
super dumb.
What's
This
the
is-
point?
But also butt cracks.
Money.
Like again, you can literally have those in like PG-13 movies.
How much
People
did you see
moon
my
stuff
butt crack
all
today,
the
Chris?
time.
a lot.
Do you think I should go to prison?
Yes.
I'm going to call the police right now.
Yeah, I've already called them.
also,
We're on speakerphone
Hey,
with them
Siri.
right now.
any of us who have ever been to a strip joint will tell you that it is probably the least alluring or
I think you and
sexy
Connor are
thing.
the only two that have.
I've never
Yeah,
been.
strippers
You
and
guys
chicken.
never been to a strip joint?
No.
Strippers in chicken? Elaborate.
Yeah, what is strippers and chicken, Connor?
Senior year of my fraternity, we went to a strip club and got buckets of fried chicken on a party bus
Oh,
thing.
this
Was
is
it served
really
on a stripper?
gross.
No. The strippers were inside of the club.
Oh, okay.
Did they have
We
pockets
ate-
full
we
of bud?
ate
For
fried
the
chicken
club?
on the transportation.
So you're nice and greasy when you rolled into the strip
Yeah.
club. Yeah. Okay.
I don't
No, that provides a
I don't
prophylactic barrier.
I don't
for when
I don't partake in what happens at a strip club because
It's sad.
Oh, so you're the
It's-
stripper's favorite fucking customers then. You go in and take up space and don't.
I was
tip.
essentially there to make sure that my friends got home okay.
Oh, what a sweet guy,
And they
guys.
spent a lot of
Oh.
money at the strip
Oh.
club.
It's
Yeah,
sad
that's what
watching
you
And
people
do.
I
spend
got
money.
Go
I
there.
bought, like I said, one beer.
Connor.
A normal bottle of Bud Light was $17.
Connor, you're
a lot
the
of money.
equivalent of a dude who posts up at Starbucks and buys 1 cup of coffee so he can use their Wi-Fi.
I'm
Hold on.
okay.
At
No,
least
it's worse
tip
than
the
that.
strippers
You
if
carry in
go
your whole
there.
I'm
iMac
okay
and
with
set it
that.
on a table. Like you set up your whole editing station in a corner
Yeah.
of Starbucks. I have a similar thing where I've been to a strip joint once, and the people who took me were like, "You've never been to a strip joint?"
It was not.
And I was
appealing.
32 years old. You need to go to a strip joint before you're 32.
Sure.
If you're gonna like enjoy it.
I'm getting
It's
there.
like if you go to if your
I'm
first
getting there
time
and
at
I
a
haven't
strip
been.
joint when you're 32 and you have like a life, you're gonna be like, why do people enjoy this? Like you can't even pee without a creepy guy being like, buy gum from me. Like while you're pissing, like a dude is like, buy this gum, and it's like, why would I buy gum from you over a urinal?
I
Like,
just think that
Like,
it's a
that's
weird.
fine.
If
But
you enjoy
go,
it, do whatever you
You
want.
tip the girls there. That's how I feel about it. I don't particularly want to go, but if I show up there,
Are
I'm gonna
you
tip the
are you
girls.
legally? I've never been, so I wouldn't know. Are you legally allowed to swipe your credit card through their asshole?
only if they have Squarespace.
You don't even. Have,
Hi-yo!
does it have a
Joke
chip?
of the century.
Does it have a chip? Is it contactless
Then you gotta-
payment?
Yeah, can I just
Put it in.
Just, like,
smack their
tap
ass
it.
with it? Smack it.
Just press it right to that bleached brown eye.
Oh Jesus!
You know, honestly though.
Can
Yeah,
just
I
say,
know what
Paige,
you're gonna
I
say.
think
They
my
don't have to
friends
bleach them because
tipped
it's dark in
enough
those
for me.
places.
Well,
That's
no,
fair.
but I was gonna
That's
say a
fair.
bleached asshole's inherently more appealing than an unbleached one.
I would disagree.
Really?
I just am not gonna
Yeah.
stare
You like
into
crusty
anyone's
butts?
asshole.
Wait, Just because you didn't pay a person to chemically stain your asshole doesn't mean it's crusty.
Are you sure?
That's true.
This
that's
is
fair.
taking an unsuspected turn.
But I've never actually seen a bleached butthole in person or bleached my own butthole.
Either have I. And you know
Then
what?
how
I've-
can you know the answer to your own question?
Well, I've seen them
True.
in pornography.
Dan, have you ever
You watch porn?
Dan, have you ever bleached your asshole?
No, I just said that.
Yeah, so is it crusty?
Clorox?
Because
It
by
is.
your
No, it
own
is.
definition it is.
It is. I have a crusty butt.
God damn it.
It's sad, but I have a crusty
Dan's
butt.
bought into like
Next.
Johnson and Johnson's like campaign of home cleaning products.
Yeah, dude, I got a fucking man douche too.
with
Don't
pine
do
with
that.
pine salt.
It like sucks the
Oh,
stuff
no.
out of
Okay,
there.
All right.
Like it pumps it out like it's like a suction based thing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Guys, now's the appropriate time for me to say how like I was gonna sit in that seat and I fought for this seat because it
Now
was a
you're-
more interesting
now you're
background.
next to me when
after
I
the
say
break,
this stuff.
after the
Yep.
break, we can.
I wish
switch.
I would have just
No,
Yeah,
no.
I should have
no.
sat in
the
Paige's seat.
story we're even talking about. Oh,
Dillerman.
butt cracks. You can't see butt,
Butt
cracks.
cracks, strippers.
That's
Anyway,
strip
next.
clubs,
moving
lame.
on. Next, we only
Lame.
got a couple left before we move on to where we got our elegant name tonight,
Oh.
Yalkeda.
Oh Jesus.
Which obviously you know
shit,
what we're gonna be
we're barely
talking
started.
I
about.
feel like maybe I should take a break while you guys talk.
No. You're gonna be here during Yalkeda.
Okay.
Anyway, before we get there though, police hunt well-dressed man who drew penis pictures on pavement by spinning wheels of his electronic bike.
What? What? Hang on.
Like
this
donuts?
is a waste
What
of
does
this
that
is a waste of law
mean?
enforcement dollars.
Like
What?
donuts? Like he was doing donuts
Yes,
with his
sir.
electronic bike?
What's
doing-
an electronic bike?
It's a,
I think
it's
that's
got
pretty
a little,
self-explanatory.
It's got a little motor.
That's the most self-explanatory
Oh.
part. I feel
Um,
like.
so you don't always have to pedal.
Okay.
They're actually pretty cool.
Was
It's
it
a
not-
mo-
it's
But
not
it's-
like
at
a
the same time,
gas-powered
they're
one?
also
It's like a gas
massive
bike,
waste
but
of
it-
money because I don't understand the point of a bicycle if it's just going to go.
It's
on
like a
its own.
gas
it's
bike.
a
Get a
moped.
gas one.
It's a moped.
No,
it's a
it's like-
bicycle
Just
with a
get
motor. It's a
moped.
moped.
Just get a fucking moped.
Guys,
then
But
and
it-
own
No,
it.
guys,
Yeah.
it's like those bikes that are gasoline powered that also have pedals, but you can like turn it onto gasoline mode.
Yeah, that's a moped.
no, it's not.
It's a Prius of bicycles.
That's what a moped is.
But is it electric?
no,
No,
a
moped
moped
has-
is
no,
a
but a-
scooter.
No, a moped has a motor and you pedal it. That's why it's called a moped.
I used to have an electric
Wrong.
Razor
Okay,
scooter at
whatever.
my parents' house.
Let's look up the definition of moped.
I got
right
on
now.
it
It's a
recently.
fucking
It's not
scooter,
made
Chris.
for adults.
I'm glad you shared that.
And it
with
goes
us,
about
Connor.
1.5 miles per hour now because it's not capable
Yeah.
of carrying somebody my weight.
Find
Moped.
Me, find me this.
The term
electric-
moped originally referred to a small motorcycle with both. Okay.
Oh, turns out Dan stopped reading it because
Dan
I am
closed
100%
that
correct.
real
That
fast.
was
Okay.
originally.
The least
Okay.
you could have done is finish
I'm
the
sorry.
reading of the definition, but that's fine.
So,
So
this
what's this-
guy got arrested because he drew dicks by doing
No, he's
like,
wanted by police.
oh, he's wanted.
He's
That's
a
fucking hilarious.
ridiculously
Is there a bounty?
well-dressed
Yeah.
man, which I can show a picture of. You guys want to see it?
Yeah,
I'm
is
hearing
there-
Led Zeppelin, or not Led Zeppelin, what is it? ZZ Top.
Yep.
That's part of the description is that he's a well-dressed man.
Okay,
That's a Slavic
He's
James
w-
Bond.
That's amazing.
this is a very out of focus shot.
Yeah, it's like a
If you bought-
CCTV.
This is like $108 worth of clothes from Target. Like for real, just to be
Yeah.
fair. It's
He's a
not like-
well-dressed man, dude.
I'm not saying, that's
What-
anything
why,
to sneeze
why
at.
does it
but
matter?
At approximately 4:50 p.m. on Monday, November 30th, a man has caused damage to the ground on
Oh my
Murray
God.
Street in Perth, Crime Stoppers WA said in a media release. The man has appeared to spin the wheels of an electric bike in order to draw explicit images with the rubber from his tires.
Listen, if I,
This
if
has resulted in multiple images being drawn on the ground.
they say
Dillerman's
explicit,
dick.
like it's a very graphic, like veiny description of a dick. When like you can't get that explicit or descriptive
With
doing
tires?
fucking wheelies on your electric bike.
I can't get that explicit with a pen and paper.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that an electric bike, even the rotation of the tire is probably not even fast enough
Yeah.
to burn an image into the ground.
I love how they say destruction, like he like fucking.
What is he going,
chiseled
60?
it.
Destruction. Now
Did
we
he-
have to
You know,
use a power wash.
Yeah.
His wheels spinning at 4,000 RPM to draw this penis on
So
the ground.
they go on to say he
Holy
wore a
shit.
black business jacket, white business shirt, light blue jeans, and gray running shoes. If
Light
you have
blue
information
White
about
shirt, black tie. No, I'm
That's
just kidding.
fucking
if you have
hilarious.
information about the identity of these men, it says these men, or details of this offense, please contact Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous if you wish, and
Maybe-
rewards are
Nobody-
available once charges are laid.
Nobody better be a bitch and turn these guys in because that's fucking
It's a guy.
hilarious.
The-
Don't be
Maybe
a
it's like
bitch.
a split situation, though.
So this is a Facebook post
Mm.
that the WA police posted on their Facebook, and has attracted more than 1,400 comments, with many ridiculing the serious tone. One of the comments wrote, I hear police are still working on the cold case from Wanneroo High School in the 1980s where someone drew a similar picture on one of the blackboards in the English department.
This is where the fuck is this happening that this is an issue? Like, where in the world are things so perfect?
Where they have nothing better to do.
Imagine
that they
if
have to
somebody
fucking
Yeah.
put a
drew
like all
just
points
some-
bulletin out on a dude who drew a dick.
Skid mark dick. A
Like,
skid mark dick.
fucking
It's not even
It
like
can't
a.
possibly look that much like a dick.
Yeah.
It's not
Although,
even.
hold on, guys. What if it's like he flipped it over and he like he wasn't on it, right? Like imagine that he's not on it, and
gotta
he's
be
like
boobs.
he's cranking the motor while he uses it like a grinder, and he's just like drawing a dick with the wheel.
It's got to be boobs.
peels out.
It can't be a dick. How do you draw the shaft with tires?
Oh wait,
Yeah,
is it
this
not?
is-
Do we
It
not
says
know for sure
penis
that it's,
in the headline.
Yeah.
How do you draw the shaft with tires?
That's what I'm saying. Like imagine you have a bird
Guys,
scooter.
do you not know how
Testicles.
fucking tires work?
You flip over your bird
Why is
scooter.
there
but
a
you're-
picture
you're
of
on
this
an
It's an
horrific
electric bike. You
vandalism?
hold the thing down to give it gas. The tire spins. You hold it to the ground, and then you pull it.
The guy
Okay,
walked
I
it around. He
assumed-
must have walked it around
yeah,
drawing a
walking
dick.
it around.
But
yeah.
even then, you can't get that fucking graphic with it. This isn't like a graphite.
Maybe
No,
he
but
had
that
a-
makes it more understandable why this is a story. If
Maybe
there
he
was
had a
like,
smaller electric bike and he did some like details and,
Mhm.
and like veins
Even
or
that fucking
like he
power
came back
wash
with
it.
like a power wheel.
yeah,
Like a
Jesus
small-
Or just-
Christ.
or just
How
like
is this-
charcoal.
How is this a problem even? Why are the cops even looking? That's fucking.
I don't know because
hilarious.
this is not in the United States.
Where is
I don't
it?
think. Australia.
COVID's over everywhere else, so they can focus on guys drawing dicks on the
Don't
street.
they have spiders to catch
And
there?
serial
And
killers
spiders
and
to
shit? Like,
catch.
no, who cares about that?
Don't they have Mad Maxes to happen?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, I got one more story that I guess we could do before we move into
Let's
the.
do it.
But I might just skip it, dude. Fuck it. Let's just talk about.
What's it about?
What's your one more story? You
Just-
piqued our curiosity.
Just tell us a headline.
and we'll tell you to fuck off if we don't like it.
No, actually, tell us the headline and we will tell you the story.
Okay, I like that
That's a
because
good
honestly,
idea.
this story's just.
I like that.
What's disappointing is when I look up these stories and I find them and I'm like, that's a crazy headline. Then I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
people.
that's the point of the headline.
Yeah.
That's what all of them are.
It's just
Mental
crazy
It's
people.
almost
I'm
always
sorry.
disappointing.
So it says Florida men robbed graves of veterans because they have
Florida men?
quote stronger spirits.
the veterans
What
have
was
stronger
he, was
spirits.
he grave robbing them for spirits? Did he have like a jar he held open?
Make
and,
up
like,
the story now,
kept
guys.
it?
Okay.
Okay, that's my idea.
Before my story,
it in first.
right? I'll go first on the
Oh,
story.
you're gonna okay? Yeah,
No,
let's do
I
that.
got
If that's
mine
okay.
in first.
You go
Excuse
first
me.
if you
no,
want, I'm
no, I
sorry.
already did. That was my story.
Oh,
is
you're
he
sorry.
has a jar that he holds. He has like a jar that he holds open, and when he opens the grave, he's like, "Ah!" and like
Okay.
closes it, and he catches their spirit. That's my story.
Okay,
My
well,
story, chapter 1. The preface. First off, I'm starting to think that all of Florida has a radon leak or something.
Something's
like,
going on there.
what is going on that like
There's something going
Carbon
on there.
monoxide
like
everywhere.
the entire state has fumes emanating from the bedrock that are rotting the minds of everybody over time.
yeah.
Yep. That's fair.
Secondly, if you do think there are spirits to steal, the logic holds tight. That makes sense.
Yep. They
right?
would have the stronger
If-
spirits.
Assuming that you're insane and you think that there are spirits to steal, stealing the spirits of veterans makes sense.
read the
All right.
read the headline one more time, and then I'll
appreciate
give you
it.
my
Florida men robbed graves of veterans because they have stronger spirits.
Floridaman
I
sounds like
think-
James Floridaman.
I think that the grave robbers are the ones with stronger spirits, and they're robbing the graves to prove that they have stronger spirits.
All right. I dig it.
It's like, fuck you, veterans. We're gonna
Mhm.
rob your graves because we have
We
stronger
have
spirits
stronger
than you.
spirits.
And they're,
Dan, what
eating
is
they're
it
eating their
actually?
bones.
Yes.
The
Yes.
actual story is that two men are behind bars after what deputies say was a grave robbery for ritualistic purposes, targeting
Hmm.
veteran burial sites because quote the spirit is much stronger in a hero.
So, question:
It answered none of our questions.
How-
What were they stealing?
How long does that
Oh.
veteran have to be buried before it comes archaeology instead of grave robbing?
I think it's always grave robbing.
It's
now.
what
I'm
do
gonna
you
go out
mean?
on-
You were working for like a university or
No.
You discover a
digging
tomb.
up any remains
Connor's onto something. Yeah.
is grave robbing up until a certain point.
and also a certain
then it
group
becomes-
of people doing it. I can't just go dig up some really old
You're
ancient
doing
sites and call
archaeology.
myself an archaeologist.
You're an amateur
Nope.
archaeologist.
That's how you blow up cities and we no longer have them. Thank you,
good point.
1950s.
We don't have any cities anymore.
The article goes on to say that the men, 43-year-old Brian Montalvo Tolinto and 38-year-old Juan Burgos Lopez were arrested in Polk County after deputies said they broke
Polk.
into 4 separate graves and
Doesn't
took
sound
body
very
parts
Florida.
from each person inside. The Lake County Sheriff's Office said that the vandals attempted to access a 5th grave. The remains were stolen early. I guess but the remains were stolen early in December.
Wait. So they tried to grave rob and they came across a grave that had already been grave robbed? Fuck you, Florida.
That's what this article sounds like.
What
Also,
the
it sounds
fuck?
like they were trying to make their own person, like
Yeah.
Voltron
Have
style.
you seen Buffy?
I have
Have you
pictures.
seen
Right?
Buffy the Vampire
Of
Slayer?
what?
I
What
have.
they
It
what they
happens.
created with the
Yeah.
remains?
Yeah.
Adam?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
yeah.
let's see
Remember
it.
him?
Yeah, I do.
I have
He's got
I
pictures of
totally
what they
forgot about that.
created with the remains.
I got pictures of what they created with the remains.
Oh.
The authorities said that they were
I
using
didn't
them
think we were going to be seeing this kind of
for
fucked up shit.
ritualistic purposes.
Yeah,
Do it.
sounds
Here
about
it
right.
is. This is their
Is that the Game
Shrine.
of Thrones?
That's some like fucking $5 plastic
Explain it.
cauldrons from Joann's.
I was gonna say they got a bunch of
Explain
leg
it.
bones from a bunch of people to make some fucking
fucking like $15
it's Spirit Halloween
Joann's
store.
crabs.
Was one of the veterans a samurai?
There's a samurai sword in there.
Oh Jesus! They have like plastic padlock
Oh.
chains around them for some reason.
and they have those. They have like the straw thatching that you put around your hot tub so that
So-
like
Yeah.
the neighbors can't see you fucking
Yeah.
like around the back of it.
Imagine going to the effort of robbing all of these graves instead of just going to the Halloween supply store
just
and
buying
buying
this shit.
a bunch of
It's
fake
what it
bones
looks
for
like.
$1 or $2 each.
Well, they were using them for
Jesus.
like ritualistic purposes. The purpose was to protect them from spirits.
Of course.
When asked
Oh,
about,
you
veterans
think-
have
do you
really
think
strong
maybe
spirit.
they
they
got
need to
really
be-
strong thigh bones. So if you
Do
take all
guys
their
think
thigh
that
bones,
maybe they need to be protected from spirits because they keep robbing graves. Like I feel like if they stopped
Probably.
doing that, it would
Uh,
solve their problem.
like they're being haunted by the people whose femurs they stole.
Yeah, because they're going after people with strong spirits.
yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ.
The article goes on to say that when asked about why a hero's grave, Lopez said that the spirit is much stronger in a hero's spirit than a normal person. And also, when you have the skull of a hero, the spirit is not only stronger, but it can protect you from evil.
Of course.
Oh Jesus.
That's why you got to drink your wine
like
out of it.
themselves?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Christ.
I don't think I have much else to say about this.
I don't either.
It's 2 people that were robbing graves and shit, you know? It's not.
Would they rob shit too?
It's regular.
Yeah, they took
I
poop.
picture these guys
It's
look
just
like
everyday
in the
Florida.
what was the guy's name? Is it Keith in Royal Gemstones?
Not Royal Gemstones.
Uh,
Righteous.
The Righteous Gemstones
Yeah.
with John
The
Goodman.
Baby?
No, the HBO
Yeah.
show. Yeah, the
The
baby.
Baby.
Yeah, like
Baby.
both of these guys are that guy.
Yeah.
That's
Such
what I
a great
mentioned. Like
show.
before his
He's the best
Reformation.
character.
Yeah.
Keith is my favorite character of all television.
I figure like
think.
one of them's like we got to protect ourselves
He's
from
becoming
ghosts
the
with
baby
bones of the
again.
ghosts that are scaring us.
Anyway, well, that's going to round out our our second,
Second,
no,
Third?
our almost last news
the
story.
middleist.
We're moving on to where we get the episode title, and we're talking about the big news story in the United States, at least. The
RuPaul's Drag Race.
the latest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. No, we are of course talking about the insurrection at the United States Capitol by MAGA extremists. There are too many funny headlines to just have this podcast be entirely about that, so I decided to dedicate them to one segment. So 5 people have died, am I correct?
Yes.
5 people have died
One police officer
from the insurrection.
the woman that was shot, and then
And
3
then-
of strokes and heart attacks.
But
Yes,
can we
including
talk
one of
about-
which is one of our articles, is a man died at the U.S. Capitol after accidentally tasering himself in the balls and having a heart attack.
Cue
That's
page
my-
monologue.
That's my
No,
favorite
so
thing in
he
the
tased himself in the
entire
balls, which caused him
world.
to have a heart attack.
And so, like, Chris, we've talked about this. Chris and I have talked
We've
about
all
this.
talked
there
about
are
this
a lot
already.
of photos of this guy just literally like guns akimbo. He has 1 million and he's got them tucked into his pants. This stupid motherfucker tucked a fucking live taser into his pants, tased himself in the nuts, and died. And that is fucking hilarious.
It's a
if you
funny way to
disagree,
go.
like, you have no sense of humor. or irony.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of ironic cases of death
Yes.
in the U.S. Capitol insurrection. So not only is there the man who tased himself in the balls, but we also have a woman who died wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" flag while she was trampled to death,
Yep.
which is a terrible way to die, I will say.
Yeah, that sounds
But man,
horrific.
is it ironic to die
Yep.
wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" flag
So,
when you're literally getting tread on to death.
one of the things that blows me away the most is that these are the same people that have been tweeting like at Black Lives Matter protests, at any kind of disagreement, peaceful or not, that protesters should be shot, they should be arrested, all of these things. And then when they're met with the tiniest amount of resistance, because that's what they were met with, an absolute
Not a lot of
laughable
resistance.
amount of resistance. And they're met with that and they're like, oh, how could they? They maced me. They're shooting at us while they're literally attacking a Capitol.
They pushed me
Like-
down and maced me.
Oh, so that's another great meme. I got to play that on
The
stream for those
animation.
and in the
fucking
podcast
love
for those
that.
who haven't seen it. But
It's beautiful.
while I'm trying to pull that up, there's also the infamous how do I even describe him? The man dressed as
A bison.
A
with the
bison.
French
They
flag.
call him
Talk about
QAnon
him for a
shaman.
little bit.
Davy Crockett.
You're talking about QAnon shaman. That is what NPR calls
Talk
him. So
about
that's
him.
what I'm adopting. Is he? There's no way to describe it other than he's an insane man with a bunch of tattoos, which I guess I should do a broader description. This is a tall, cut man who looks like a
I feel like it
You
doesn't
know what
need
his
to be
penis looks
said.
like?
insert cut. Does not refer to penises.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
We've
you
had this
mean like
discussion.
foreskin? I meant like muscle tone.
And just I feel like
Shredded.
I'm gonna say
Shredded,
this, but we
okay.
don't ever have to say this. He was white. Sorry, go ahead and
like
continue.
every other human there.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, he looks like a like whenever your like teenage sibling makes a Fallout character, that's what this guy looked like.
He very much looked like a Fallout character. That is an absolutely
But the thing that
wonderful way
it
to
took me like
describe
it
him.
wasn't until like the 5th time I saw him that I realized one of his tattoos was the hilt of an imaginary sword. Did you guys notice that? It looks like a Klingon bird of prey.
That's amazing.
But he has the hilt of a sword that is not there.
it's
like
just the hilt.
it's like the hilt of and handle of a sword
It's
tucked
like
into
those
his
dogs on
waistband.
leashes, but there's no dog.
Yeah, exactly.
There's interviews with that guy, and he is just absolutely nuts. Like
Yeah.
he's just deeply insane. Not just
Yeah.
like MAGA conspiracy election was stolen, but like full blown,
He's not all there.
way over the edge. Not all there.
Yeah.
He also thinks that he's privy to special information that he sees with his third eye
Mhm.
about.
Do you think he means his penis?
He means his penis for sure.
No.
When people say third eye,
no.
you know, third eye blind, that means their dick hole doesn't open.
I was sobbing through my toes, and I wish I could go back there.
You're
Like,
getting me DMCA'd.
No.
Speaking of getting DMCA'd,
I was
one of
out of
my
key.
one of
You
my
gotta be in key
favorite
to get DMC.
one of my favorite memes to come out of this entire thing is this, which I have to
love
play. I
this.
think this will
I
translate
love
over
this
audio really well still.
so much.
This is so great. So this is yes, this is a meme.
It's beautiful.
Oh, we
does your
can't hear it.
audio hang
Hold
on?
on, sorry guys. I have it muted. That really ruins it.
This is so great.
Still muted.
Just on lag.
Oh, it's it's laggy as fuck. I will say, but
Deal with it.
They pushed me out and maced me.
the best
Okay.
part is at the end when she goes.
That's my favorite thing. It's
I
truly my
absolutely
favorite
love that
thing.
meme. Anna Maney, they pulled me out and maced me.
It kills me. It really honestly does how blown away they are that there was any kind of resistance to what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they expected.
Yeah, I don't know what
They
you
expected the cops to be like their brother who's a cop at home, who
Yeah.
like beats up people who don't look like them and lets them do whatever they want.
And I mean, for real, the cops mostly did. So they were pretty correct.
Yeah.
No, continue.
Oh, well, I was just going to say the irony of a bunch of people who were like, you know what, if you hold hands across an interstate, you should be killed by an SUV, being like, oh my God, they tried to evict me from the building I shouldn't have been in.
That I tried to break into while the Senate and the vice president are there.
Yeah, and I
Definitely.
it
Makes
goes without saying, everybody said it at this point, but like the fact of the matter is that, you know, like if this was a Black Lives Matter protest or a protest of people who wanted health care or
They would have
or-
opened with live
Yeah.
ammunition
Yes.
within
or
30
people who
minutes.
wanted food, the casualty rate wouldn't be 5, it would be 0 cops and like 90 humans.
It'd be more than that.
You know what I mean?
It absolutely
Like,
would.
I would not be surprised if there was a drone strike.
Yeah,
if
the
it was a Black
hypocrisy
Lives
of the
Matter.
response here
That's
is
what Chris
ridiculous.
said.
The
The
Somewhat
National
ironically,
Guard
but-
would have been there 3 days beforehand, since I saw tweets
Setting
about this
up-
happening 3
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Absolutely. And it's so
Um,
infuriating because when there was peaceful protest here in our city, We had the National Guard deployed weeks before. We had them show up in armored vehicles. They shot tear gas canisters.
Mhm.
They were macing people right and left. They were shooting rubber bullets.
But you know,
But
I
when
have
you
to say,
attack the Capitol,
Yeah.
it's
There's
just
also
fine.
this video of a guy in the Capitol building wearing America flag pants, smoking a
well,
joint.
he's cool. We don't need to worry about him.
Whoa!
Whoa. all right.
Everybody, and that
Whoa.
brings
I'm
us
gonna
to the
go
first
away
sponsor of the
from
day.
So
that.
after this video,
Fuckwomen.club.
All right.
Holy shit.
Didn't know that was
This
gonna happen.
video I just pulled up
It's
of the
not
guy
even after it.
smoking
It's
weed in
10
the Capitol.
seconds into a 30
Whoa,
second
I
video.
didn't know that was gonna pop up. So this video I just pulled up of the guy smoking weed in the Capitol. Immediately after it shows him smoking weed,
10 seconds.
it cuts to a thing that says, "We invite everyone. Fuckwomen.club."
I recommend
Everyone
no
means
one,
you.
No one tries to look.
Wow.
I don't know if they're
I'm sorry
looking-
about that,
if-
guys.
I don't know if this is like a you're looking for sex website or if this is you're an incel.
Yeah, I
website.
didn't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't want to know.
I didn't know that was gonna
Oh
pop
shit!
up.
I didn't even think of the secondary
wanna-
context.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I previewed it, but I
Oh,
didn't get the
man.
10-second mark where they had fuckwomen.club.
I also I want to talk about some stuff with this
Yeah.
other headlines I've seen. It absolutely I love it. There's a photo of the guy holding the podium that he stole,
Yeah.
and it literally what was the exact wording of it? Holding. It just said holding. Like he just happened to cross it and was like, "Oh, look at this thing I'm holding now. It's a podium." Instead of looting.
I want to bring up
Instead of
another thing
stealing.
with Podium Guy. That's another hilarious article that came out of all this is Podium Guy. When it was posted on Twitter, a picture of him, it said via Getty, and people thought that the man's name was via Getty
Oh,
when the
people-
image was via Getty, like via Getty Images.
Yeah.
People don't know things.
But they thought his name. They're like, "What a dumbass name."
People are dumb.
And Paige told me this on lunch, and when I went home from work on lunch, and when Paige told me this story, I thought that she was saying like his name's via Getty. No, but Paige was trying to tell me that that's what people think his name.
I
name
didn't
was
I
via
thought You
Getty.
just didn't find it as funny as
I thought
did.
you were
was
trying
so
to say it's
confused.
VIA one word,
No.
not via Getty.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious, and I'm trying to tell Dan the story, and he's just like, "Oh, okay," and then he leaves. And I
I'm like,
was
"That's a dumb
"Oh,
name."
I thought it was really fucking funny.
And then I sent her an article thinking that Paige thought his name was via
No,
Getty, but
I'm not an idiot.
no. Well, and I would say if you stormed the Capitol, you were an idiot. Not that we.
You are a seditious,
And let's be
treasonous
let's be
idiot,
clear.
and
But
you should be charged.
You
as
may just
such.
be a treasonous, seditious Nazi. You may not be stupid. I think they run the gamut. How do you pronounce gamut? I always say it wrong because I got that Midwestern mush.
Yeah,
mouth.
true.
But
Midwestern.
you get what I'm
mush
saying?
mouth.
Like, I think those people ran from full-blown Nazis who were like, yeah, let's maybe fucking kill people, to just stupid people who've been taken advantage of by a bad message.
And then
I will-
also little bitty baby boys who want to LARP being in the military.
There's a
who
lot of
show
people
up-
LARPing military.
Who show up with zip tie handcuffs to the
Yeah.
to the right with their mommies. And I love that.
Yeah, there's people
picture.
getting arrested at their
With
grandma's houses
mommies.
from this, which is pretty funny. Bison Boy's been arrested. West Virginia,
The guy that was in Pelosi's office was
The
arrested.
guy that was in
Arkansas.
Pelosi's
The West
office
Virginia
was
House
arrested.
of Delegates.
Well, and ironically, after like Trump, one of his early famous lines was like, "Oh, basement dwelling, like whatever's."
Yeah,
and then like
there's a lot of ironic tweets you can pull up now.
the
Can we-
most of those people there like live with their moms and have like,
Mhm.
I can't buy a car because I gotta keep buying guns.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about something near and dear and close to us that has been very infuriating through all of
Oh,
this?
Josh Hawley.
Josh
Yeah.
fucking Hawley needs to fucking resign. He is an absolute
So Josh Hawley is
embarrassment.
continuing his claims of election fraud and continuing to contest the election. I think he's one of the only senators to continue doing so, isn't he?
Yes.
He
Yeah,
also claims to be speaking for his constituents.
Which is
He's
not the case,
definitely
as
not,
people
yeah.
who are his constituents
Have
want to
mul-
make it clear,
Yeah, very
not
clear.
in any way representing us.
No. One of my absolute favorite stories is that whenever all of the senators were like huddled when they were, when all this was going down, they made Josh Hawley sit in the corner and no one would
Yeah.
talk to him. And
Yeah.
I love that so much.
And I find it pretty funny that Josh Hawley believes that a private company canceling his book contract
Oh,
is
yeah.
This is
a-
Orwellian.
So,
a
Yeah.
violation
so,
of First Amendment. Like, no, it's
no
not.
way.
it's like, hey, then how about
Just like Twitter deleting President Trump's
Is
account, that's not a
Or
violation
So-
of
how
the First
about
Amendment.
like when we decided that you couldn't sell cakes to gay people?
Yeah.
And that was like totally fine.
So
that was
the
A-okay.
Josh Hawley
So-
publishing of the book thing is funny because Josh Hawley was supposed to have a book deal, I guess, with the publishing company, and they canceled it after all of his stuff.
because he's a huge.
And now
sack
he's
of
claiming
shit.
that his First Amendment rights have been violated because
Has he
of
even
it.
And he
read
called
Orwell? Because that's the
He called it
opposite of
Orwellian. Yeah, he called it Orwellian.
That's the
Yeah.
opposite of Orwellian.
Well, and here's the thing: is it's like that is them canceling his book deal is exactly what he says he stands for, which is a business's right to exercise
Yeah,
their own
absolutely.
moral purview how they see
No.
fit.
It's because he's a spineless, hypocritical little fucking bitch, and
Yeah.
he should resign.
he definitely.
but let's
should
be real.
resign.
The only reason he did all of this was for personal gain.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And now
Apparently
that it's
he wants to run for
backfiring,
president.
Yeah.
he thinks it's probably better that he doubles down instead of going
Yeah,
back.
Yeah.
for some fucking reason,
Well, and-
doubling down has been
well,
his solution.
Those are your only options. And the thing is, it's a completely cynical move on his part because he is not a Missourian,
Mm-hmm.
He
right?
doesn't live here.
He doesn't live here.
Uses
He
his sister as
never
sister's
really
address.
has,
There's
and listen-
protesters outside his sister's house.
yeah, and Kansas City folks. I'm not saying you're not Missourians by any means, right?
Yeah, but you don't count.
Kansas
No,
City and St. Louis are the only havens in
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this guy's from Kansas City, lived there till he was like what, 10 or some shit, and then like was educated on the coasts and lived in another state, and then was like, oh, that's right. I'm from this place. Maybe I can leverage my privilege and
Yeah.
become a senator
No
of this
spine.
fucking rube state.
yeah,
And
his whole family lives in D.C.
Um,
They're
yeah.
not fucking here.
he does not know or represent or care about what goes on here.
No.
He has no.
The
Not
only
at all.
positive that
He's
came
got
out of
no
all of this
balls
is
in the
that
game,
we
yeah.
know now that Yale law is not worth it because they apparently don't teach you
For
that.
real?
That's
He
not
passed.
a violation.
How did he? How?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh man, yeah. Did definitely make me think less of you.
I think that's some of the funniest stories that come to mind that I've seen. I don't know if you guys have seen anything else.
But I gotta say it's not
pretty
a funny
funny.
not a funny story, but I have to say
Please depress us.
I think the media is partially complicit in all of this for not
Mhm.
referring to all of these people as terrorists.
Yes,
Yeah, they're
There's a
not.
difference. Look,
It's at
look,
least domestic.
I think that
It's
your
by
average,
definition domestic.
Domestic
I
terrorism.
would hope that your average American realizes that even if they don't agree with the violence that took place in the Black Lives Matter protests, that is still a far cry from what happened.
From an
the other day.
insurrection at the
Yes.
Capitol
There's
to
a,
overchange
there's
an
a
election.
very clear difference between, I don't get me wrong, I don't agree with burning down buildings or anything like that. But there's a very clear difference between burning down a target and burning down and trying to attack the Capitol and hang congressmen and
Well,
women.
And
even
can we
even beyond
also
that, they were
talk
trying to
about-
overturn the
Yes,
presidential
yes.
election endorsed by
Absolutely.
the president of this
It was
fucking
an
country.
attempted coup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can we also talk about how that target was better protected
Yeah.
than the
Yeah,
Capitol?
right.
What
But-
the hell?
and you know,
Dude,
but like I
Target's
Target's
said,
got all
that's
just
kinds
pure-
of sweet
look,
pizzas and pants, though.
Part of me thinks that all of this is a show. Part of me thinks that this was Trump's way of throwing. He had to have a way out that didn't make him look entirely like a coward, and this way he could say sick his own supporters on them and then throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
To wait out the validation or the certification of the election results, and now he can resign and throw them under a bus, and all the pressure
Yeah.
is well, it's still on him because we need him to be removed. But his train of thought, I think, would be that it would help relieve some of that pressure, but it
Yeah.
didn't work. So because
Um,
that's a fucking stupid plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
I'm more
like,
s-
look, say what you want about all of the people in charge now, Mitch McConnell and all of those people, but as soon as somebody attacks the Capitol, no matter what side they're on, they're not standing for that.
well, here's the thing. I do
unless
want
you're
to.
Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz.
I do want to make clear is
exactly.
Luckily, they're a minority, just like these domestic.
I don't think
terrorists.
anyone
they're
here
not
would
going to-
argue that invading the U.S. Capitol can never be justified. I don't think any of us would argue that. I don't think that anyone here is absolutist enough to argue that
Mhm.
nothing can ever be justified.
It's justified.
I think
their, by their
everything-
beliefs,
I'll argue
for
that.
Sure.
Everything can be justified, right, Chris?
Yeah. No, I would say
That's
that.
what I'm trying to say. All
Because
of us
they-
would agree on
because
that.
they believe that the election was fraudulent.
Well,
believe
and
that they were
let's
justified.
say the tables were turned, and instead of people, an insurrection against the Capitol to change the election results, instead what they were doing is Donald Trump was declaring himself the victor even though we have clear and
Yeah.
concrete evidence that Joe Biden won the election.
Yeah.
And they were storming for that.
It would
purpose.
be justified by all
Yeah.
means in that case. And I understand how these people think they're justified, but it's just so unfortunate that they're
Well, and
not.
also if you're on that side of it, you would also expect them to defend the Capitol, even if you agree. So
no
like,
matter what, I expect you're going to
Yeah.
get shot for
so
that.
so say there's
no
a,
matter what the
Absolutely,
case.
absolutely.
yeah, say
It's
there's
just that
a
lot more
situation.
people would have been shot if they were black.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what I'm getting at is like, say there's a
Absolutely.
scenario that you completely agree with, and you're like, okay, like your scenario of,
Changing the election results that are clearly
yeah, and they
valid.
were all in, and instead of it being in this case where it was valid, and they're like, let's get rid of that valid thing, and it was the opposite situation. Even if you think it's valid, you would expect there to be a very violent response. So even if you were for it, it wouldn't
I
surprise you.
wouldn't be surprised
there
or
was guards who
appalled
were
if
like,
people
"Don't
got
storm it."
shot. I'm actually the only thing that surprises me is one person was shot.
Yes.
That's what surprises me.
Honestly, that's the most infuriating thing is the response to this and how people still can't see that there is a horrifically racist double standard in America.
Yeah.
And I don't even want I don't want to defend the Capitol Police because, I think that at the end
No.
of the day they probably did their best.
I think they
Because
did what they were
when
told
you
to do.
watch the videos though, it's clear that even if they weren't probably instructed to let these people in, even
Yeah.
if they were instructed to hold the line,
Mhm.
they would have been vastly outnumbered.
Yes. But
So-
why didn't they have more cops there? Why didn't they have
Yeah,
the
and
National
That's
Guard
the
there?
thing. That's
That's
why
where I
I don't.
would
That's why I don't know.
worry,
If, I don't know if you can blame the
No.
Capitol Police that were actually there
Mhm.
for that fault because obviously they're not
They
the
were
ones
just
in
taking
charge.
selfies.
No, but
with
here's the
people
thing.
inside.
but
Paige, you say
ignoring
that,
that-
but I also see cops that are like literally trying to hold back the line and getting like crushed to death in the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. There were Capitol Police there that were trying.
There were
to
people
and
doing a
that
shit
were,
job.
in my opinion, completely fucking hung out to dry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
just like
the-
the cops that were
poli-
shooting unarmed people. Not every single cop is bad. I think it's just that this institution of all of them has bred this into them essentially. So now most police obviously are just uneducated people
bastards.
that go there to have a gun, to have power.
well, and this derails what I was gonna say, but at one point I was desperate for a job, and I was like, I'll just be a cop.
That would be terrible for you, Chris.
32 grand a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get
Not
paid
worth
shit.
it. I
And you
can't
have to
believe
work
it.
whatever
So-
you have to work 10-hour shifts that they dictate
Yeah.
to you, and you have to pay for your uniforms and dry cleaning.
They get
Which
paid
means a
shit.
cop makes
Why would you
less
ever
than
take
a,
that job?
You make
Yes.
less than an assistant manager at a Taco Bell
Yeah.
or McDonald's.
But they also
it's absurd.
consistently are garbage in every
But that's
single
Yeah, I
why.
just don't
But
know
I think
What
why.
I'm
that's
getting at
why,
is this.
yeah.
This
Should
is
we
a
pay them
system.
more?
But this is
Nobody said that.
This is no. I do think you should.
Well, I
pay more.
agree, but nobody
not
said
as
that, I don't
not
think.
as the structure is. You shouldn't take those people who
Yes.
have those jobs now and pay them more. But the reason we're part of a structure that wants you to have aggressive, low-paid, angry people suppressing you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like nobody who makes 70 grand a year and is happy is going to hit you with a stick in the face because you want to be treated reasonably. That's just not how the world works. If you want somebody to oppress other people, they have to be on the verge themselves and afraid of losing everything. And that's what our cops
Or
are
just
in this
taking it
country.
because like
That's fucking
the
terrifying.
terrible payment is worth like, well, I at least get to be powerful.
They're
Yeah, it's the trade-
sociopaths.
That's what I was trying to say.
They're being-
they get a gun, they get power.
In our city,
They're being grown. They're grown
what's-
from the ground up to be that.
What's
It's-
crazy is our city that we live in, which is St. Louis City. If you go across to the county, don't you make like 10 grand more as a cop, and your
Probably.
job's less dangerous?
Probably.
I don't know because I didn't apply for a job in that.
County cops, county
let's
cops
be
make a
real.
lot more than city cops, and it's way
Well,
less.
it
dangerous.
changes dramatically from municipality to
That
municipality.
could just be budgeting too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, county's a lot bigger than the city in terms of population.
It's bigger and there's
therefore
less
they-
cops. Actually, that's
And
part of it.
but that means that the cops that they have
Yeah.
more money allocated to them through the general funds budget, so they're allowed to be paid more.
Yeah,
But that's the thing is that you don't take a job like that at that salary unless you're a shit human being, essentially. You know, nobody in their right mind would. I mean, I think what they need to do is pay the police more, but first they need to fire every single police officer there
and the
and require
restrictions need
that
to
they
be
need
crazy.
a higher education.
Yeah.
well, I think
Why
a
not
good,
couple? Why not be a beat cop with a social work degree and get paid more?
which is what it should be. But I think there's a middle ground where you say, hey, existing cops, you have a grace period
yeah.
where like
Yeah.
we're going to pay for your
No.
education. Get
Yeah.
it? And now
Fuck
you're
that.
held to a
Fuck
specific
that.
standard.
You don't get to be part of this.
don't know.
This fucking
I think
establishment
that-
and still be a cop because you are not a good fucking.
There's a
person.
million cops in this country. If every one of them killed somebody, 1 million people would be murdered a
I'm
year
sure
by
there
cops.
were
There's
some
decent
really
cops.
lovely Nazis.
I think
too.
that-
I don't think they
It's
should be
not
pardoned or allowed
quite
a
the
grace
same.
period.
I don't think that they can flip that switch and it all makes a change at once. I think you have to keep pretty much most cops around, but
Yeah, you can't.
but do like that town in New Jersey.
Imagine the
did,
amount of training
Camden
you would
or
have to
whatever,
do.
Isn't that what it's called? And essentially fire all of them and then say you can have your job back as long as you pass this new training that is
But that's
done
what-
by
that's
a
ex-
third party company.
That's
I don't
exactly
think
what
so.
I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
just calling it a different thing. You
But
know
I
what
think
mean?
I don't know that those cops should get pay raises until they have the higher education.
But that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Yes,
But-
yes,
but-
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's essentially what I'm getting at. Where it's like rather than, but
pass
everything
a
in this
course
world
and you
is,
get
is
it.
how you frame it. If you go to a bunch of people and you're like, you don't have a job, earn it back.
Mhm.
That's a harder sell than if you're like, hey, we'll give you a raise. If
Minimal raise, yeah.
if you check these boxes, and then over a course of time, you're like, you have evaluators who are like, hey, maybe Bob's a fucking Nazi. Let's get Bob out of here. And we'll keep Kevin and Todd because
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
every cop. I think it's like a percentage.
I think
of them are-
another good way would be to say, you can't be a cop in this precinct unless you live in this precinct.
Oh yeah, which they're
and-
trying to get rid of where we
And
live.
Yeah, they're
not
trying to
to
get rid of that
mention,
in
you
Missouri.
should also. I think it would be fairly easy and low cost to put together a civilian board to review police brutality claims, as opposed to the police themselves reviewing police brutality.
And
claims.
that's like the minimum effort
Yeah.
you would put in a real democracy.
there are already tons of people
To
that
do that.
volunteer to help our government out, local government. I mean, there are already tons of people that do that stuff. This wouldn't be any more effort for those people. You'll be able to find those people in almost every single neighborhood. What city council in smaller neighborhoods? Those people are all volunteers, most likely, in small areas. I'm saying,
The problem is, and this is going broader, right? We have like essentially like a corporate infrastructure that needs wage slaves in this country.
Yeah.
And cops are a part of that. And everything that finances our politicians from the top down incentivizes having aggressive, low paid thugs, essentially. And until you address that, you can't really do much. And I also think, full circling it, I think that's what gets you the Trump folks who stormed the Capitol. Is there people who have been raised in a country with shitty education, and no opportunity, and they think the only way you get something is
Super
to take
rural
something.
areas.
Yeah, and they in their mind there is no way to get without taking, and
Yeah.
that's the problem. Is because it's an issue of distribution more than it is quantity. You know
let's
what I mean?
let's have a quick minute or two discussion about the hypocrisy, though. Blue Lives Matter, right?
Yeah,
Except for
they
those
trashed
that one that
quick.
they killed and beat the shit
They
out of.
trashed
didn't
that
they?
so no they
There's
went
How
from
people that went to
how
the
about let's-
hospital.
they went from back
Don't
the blue
destroy
to fuck
property,
the blue so
and
quick.
then let's smash the Capitol up.
But to be honest and completely fair, I'm all for it as a form of protest against a government. And I mean, like, if you're gonna do destruction of property, I think public property is the best form of
Oh,
that,
yeah,
and government property.
Yeah. Don't burn somebody's house down.
Yeah.
Protest.
or like a
Yeah.
mom
At least the
and pop
government's
shop.
got
I-
a budget to.
I totally
Well,
agree
and like
with
it's
that.
a statement. I guess you could argue it's a statement to the government, 100%.
Also, it's about directing your anger. Don't direct it to
Appropriately,
people that,
yeah.
Like, don't burn down
Yeah.
the.
like
Watch,
that's
I gotta watch out what I say.
well, that's where I don't agree with what happened. And now I'm not saying it's Black Lives Matter protesters that were doing that. I believe that it was a small group of people that were there to cause chaos when that
Oh,
stuff was
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
I don't think that was reflective of the actual movement.
Mhm.
And I think that part of me thinks that maybe there were people there the other day that were doing the same thing. Agents of chaos, if that's what you want to call them, that are there specifically to rile
Like
people up and
agitators.
get things started. Now, from what I saw, everybody else there joined in with those people too. So,
That's my
I don't know,
mentality.
but-
And I
though,
think that's
how
absolutely
But I think,
excusing
like-
the people who showed up with zip tie
Yeah.
handcuffs,
Oh,
who
yeah.
showed
no,
up with
Exactly.
guns and Molotovs and
Mhm.
bombs. I think
Pipe
that's just
bombs,
being
yep.
like they were just agitated. No, fuck you. They were conservative Republicans who showed up there to fucking blow shit
those
up.
are the people I think that were the agitators too. You know what I'm saying? Does
Well,
that make
yeah.
sense?
No,
it
I
does
think
make
that's
sense. It makes
separating out and
perfect sense.
removing the
Like-
blame from the people it should lie on and the people that should be taking
I get
Well,
responsibility.
what I'm
what you're
saying,
saying.
Yeah, but
no,
the,
what I'm
the
trying to
person
say-
it should fall on. The blame
Is
is
Donald
Trump.
Trump.
Like
Yeah.
that's the thing is he's exploiting a bunch
But I
of
think
stupid,
by calling
uneducated.
them agitators, it makes it sound like a planned thing where it's
Well,
like they
but-
were planted within the group of peaceful Republicans who
No.
went there.
Well, I
to
get what you're
overthrow
saying.
the
Every single
Capitol.
person
Like,
there was an
When I think of
agitator.
agitators,
Yeah.
I don't think of anybody planted. I mean, there's people burning down Riley's and shit. O'Reilly's? Auto parts
parts?
stores and shit like that
Auto
during Black Lives
parts.
Matter protests.
But-
I think it's like
I don't say planters as in them being I'm sorry. I don't say agitators as in them being planted there
yeah.
from an outside source to cause trouble, to create bad press or whatever. I just say there are people there that start it, and then the other people say, like, think to themselves, oh, they're doing it. Let's
They
jump
go with
in
the
and
flow
do it.
because
Yeah.
they're humans and they're
I
sheep.
still
and that's
think
what-
that they were there to
Yeah.
with the intention of eventually doing that sort of thing. But I think that maybe like a good example is that I think certain people in that group, I don't know examples of who they may be, but I guarantee you, just like in the Black Lives Matter protest, that guy that was walking around with the mask and everything and the umbrella, and he was smashing windows, and they found out later that he was not affiliated with any of these groups, and he
He's
was
just there to fuck
cause
shit up.
Mhm.
I guarantee you there are people in there like that are
Dude.
taking advantage. I do agree that I think
Mhm.
most of those people went there
with the intent.
with the
As-
intention
to-
of doing what they did.
Absolutely.
But I think that there were
Worse than
most
what they
likely
did.
people there that riled them up a bit more and led to, the trampling of certain
I don't know.
people
When
or
As-
you
the
show up
beating
with
of a cop.
bombs, I can't take that as a like you got caught up and riled
Those are
up.
the-
like you
those-
showed
yeah.
up with
If
bombs.
you
Those are
show
the
up with a
outliers.
bomb, that's
Those
a
are
little
the-
different. But as my favorite
Those are the outliers.
As
I
my
think, though,
favorite- idol always says,
Clay Aiken,
some people just want to watch the world.
the Burl.
the burled wern.
Some people just want to watch the world wern. You know? Clay Aiken,
Oh,
2020.
Jesus Christ. Yep.
That was Michael Caine. He said that.
But I guess that concludes our Yalkata segment, right?
Yeah.
Like it
Wait.
delved way off. No. I
Yeah.
mean,
We could keep going though.
we could go for
No.
hours,
I
but
don't
we
think I
should.
can keep going and remain.
But we still have 2 more segments
as
to do before we end the
peaceful as I-
podcast, and I
That's a
think
good
it's time
point.
to move on
Let's do it.
Right.
to our next one that's a lot more exciting and gets everybody's tension a little.
That's right, guys. We're talking about skateboarding. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ollie,
Woo, woo,
kickflip.
woo.
He was a skater boy.
Skate parks don't talk to skaters before they build them. What's up with that, bro?
He wasn't good enough
No.
for her.
We're moving on to our next segment, which is 1-star reviews.
Oh shit! Talk about a palate cleanser.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm in. I
This
love
is,
it.
one
um,
end to the other. On
So
Please.
on our 1-star review segment, what we do is we curate 1-star reviews from around the whole World Wide Web.
We need buttons.
This
We need
one's
the
from
buttons that we
Chechnya.
press.
So I know
to
we
give
need
an
buttons.
answer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So it's kind of like a little game show, right?
a
So
big red fucking button that we
what I'm gonna
smash
do,
with our hands.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read a 1-star review,
I dare you.
and then the first person to guess what it's a 1-star review for takes a point. Whoever
I'm
has
gonna
the-
guess
World's
it's a
Fair
noun.
Donuts.
I win.
Oh, she is.
Whoever has the most points at the end is named our 1-star review champion of the episode.
Dan, I think
Whoop,
that
whoop,
Dan, I think that at some point we should do a variation of 1-star reviews where we do local places,
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
that Kevin's.
None of
Place
these
should
are
Can
go
we
on
just,
local.
can we
that
just
list.
I was
have
gonna say,
one
we
where
should
just
get-
talk
Kevin's
about
Place before.
Kevin's Place. I just want to read all the reviews.
That
from
should be
Kevin's Place.
like half an episode.
Like
but
the
also,
whole
So,
segment.
for those of you who don't know what in the audience, because nobody knows, Kevin's
gonna-
Place is a local pizzeria that has hilarious 1-star reviews.
and great 5-star reviews.
We've covered some of them on the podcast.
Yeah.
Have you
People
had the,
love
have you
and
had
hate
the
it.
pizza?
No, I
No, I
hear it's
haven't.
great though.
I really want
hear
I think
it's
it's St.
actually
Louis.
But
That's
I'm
what I'm
worried
saying.
that
good.
Kevin's gonna beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, I know.
If
So
I
that's
go
my
there and
favorite,
get
is the
food.
reviews are like people will call in and he can't do a delivery because he's literally
The
the
only
only
person
employee
working.
and so he can't just leave the restaurant.
Anyway,
My
If
favorite ones
people
are.
ask questions about ingredients, he yells at them. And at one point, people came in to sit down at his open restaurant, and he was disgruntled with them because he was trying to do his taxes at the dining room table
with a cat on the table.
No,
With a
that one of
cat, a
my
stray cat.
one of my favorite ones is that it was a review that wasn't 1 or 5. It
Mm-hmm.
was like 3 or 4 stars, and they were like, the food was really good. There was a stray cat on our table. And when we complained, he was like, "It's your problem," or what? I don't even remember. But like, they were like,
basically
"Please
like,
take
"Fuck
the
you, I like
cat
my
off our
cat."
table,"
You
and
deal
he's
with
like,
it.
"That cat does." I can't hear myself. Oh, I'm back.
The cat deserves it more than you.
Yeah,
or some
whatever it
shit,
was, but like they were like, your food's good, but there's a cat on our food, and he was like, "Fuck you," whatever the
Yeah.
answer was.
All right, let's get it started, Dan.
All right. So anyway, moving on to our 1-star reviews and stop advertising a local pizza place that nobody's
Is
ever
that why
gonna
you
order.
muted
Everybody
me?
go to Kevin's place.
This has no.
Anyway, our first 1-star review. So I'm gonna read the review,
Okay.
and then everybody here is gonna guess it. This one's gonna be really hard because there are
No clues
At
whatsoever.
all.
no clues whatsoever. So our first review. Hi, this place was the best, but 1 star. 1 star.
Chuck E. Cheese.
That was
Wrong.
my first thought too.
Wrong. It's
We're
not a food
connected
place.
Not a
tonight.
food
They do
place.
not serve
Connor
food.
and I are on a
Let's
vibe
break
tonight.
this
They
down.
may have a cafeteria.
Let's break this down.
Walmart?
Wrong.
Let's break this down a little bit. Look at the picture.
It's got a
It's
Yoda.
A
Yes,
weird-
but
The
it's
Lego
a weird.
Yoda.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
a
a
Lego.
Lego?
It's the Lego. It's from the video game.
It's a Lego.
Lego
Yoda.
Star Wars.
Hi. No capitalization.
Oh,
no
Hi,
punctuation.
this
What
place
was
was the best,
the-
but 1
What
star.
did you say it was
Star.
not?
Not a food place.
It's not a food place.
Okay.
Okay, not a food place. IKEA.
And I will say it relates to our stream.
Oh, the Capitol building.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm just going to give it
Oh.
away. There we go. Good
All
job,
right,
Connor.
good
That's
job,
exactly
good
right.
job.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Woo!
That's a review for the Capitol.
It was the best, but
It
one
was the
star.
best, but 1 star.
I
So,
think they're talking
Star.
about the police response.
so,
What
so
is this?
here's our next 1-star review. I don't know what this is reviewed on, but it says nature is crap. That's the title of the review. I've been to a number of so-called landmarks in my time, but what the hell was this? Just an overblown sandy ditch. Really don't get the fascination. Took 2 hours to get there. Should have stayed in my hotel and watched a DVD instead.
Myrtle
Once-
Beach.
The Grand Canyon.
Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. I'm going to give it to Chris.
that
We're going to
was
give it to
good.
Chris. He said it first. Yes,
was
sir.
But we were on the same.
Yep.
You guys been to the
Wow,
Grand
I was thinking
Canyon?
of the sand dunes in
No,
Myrtle
no,
Beach.
no,
That's
no,
what I
no.
was thinking.
That was good,
What
though.
is a ditch? That's
So we got
really
one
good.
and
Yeah, I was
one.
like, what could be the worst account of what the Grand
yeah,
Canyon
yeah,
is?
yeah, yeah.
Ditch.
So Chris has got one, Connor's got one. Moving on to our next review. This review is called Not Great. That's the title of the review. Same website that the last review was on. These so-called, quote,
Yeah.
celebrities weren't even real. They were wax, absolute trash, waste of time, and more importantly, didn't get one autograph.
Is
Madame
Madame
Tussauds.
Tussauds.
Yep.
It is. That one was
Oh.
easy.
I've been there in London.
Yeah, that one was
It
really
is
good.
fucking weird.
I bet, dude.
That
It
one was
freaked me
really
out.
good.
No, you know what's even weirder is there's a wax museum in the tiniest little town out by my hometown.
And
Sounds
it's
like
all
this-
Jesse James.
All right, so I'm going to give that to Connor.
Like Jesse James.
I'm going to give that point to Connor. Connor, you
Suck
got-
it.
He said it first.
Oh wow, I think that
Oh,
was a
shit.
tie at best.
You know
so
what?
whatever.
You know what?
Whatever.
I think you're right, Chris. We'll give it to both of
Yeah,
you. You both
give
get,
it to both.
So you're
Thank you.
2-2, right?
Yes.
I want him to be.
My
at
disagreement was
maximum
never
power.
with you.
I want him to be at
It was
maximum
only with the
power.
judge.
So this next one is a movie review.
I
It
think
says
I know it.
there were no wolves in this movie.
Dances with Wolves.
Hunger Games.
Really?
You are both wrong.
Really?
Everybody here is wrong. Nobody's guessed it right.
There were no
no
wolves in
wolves
this.
in the movie.
It's a movie.
Underworld.
Even though it says movie, I'm going to ask if it's Game of Thrones.
It's not Game of Thrones.
Is it?
Just
Is it
saying that
maybe it's
seems
te-
like the
yeah, I was gonna
perfect
say
one
I
maybe
will
it's
star.
say it's a
television,
movie
though.
that came out after 2010.
After 2010.
Yes.
No Country
No
for Old
wolves
Men.
in
Oh,
this movie.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding!
yeah,
Good
good
job,
one.
Chris. That's 3 points for you.
When we were taking a break, I literally just saw a tweet about that movie
Oh,
too.
yeah.
There were no
About
wolves
how-
in this movie. 1 star.
About how
I love that-
Zendaya is young or is older than Margot
Zendaya?
Robbie was when that movie
Listen,
was
if
filmed.
you go see Wolf of Wall Street and you're expecting a wolf movie, is that all you're going to talk about at the end? So there were no wolves in
Well,
it? That's it? That's all you're going to bring up?
All right, so we're moving on to our final 1-star review. Right now, we got Chris with 3 points, Connor with 2,
Fuck.
and Paige with 0.
Shouldn't have given them that
But
point.
here's what we're gonna do that we've never done before, Connor. If you're able to come up and get 3 on 3, you 3, Chris 3, we're gonna pull a tiebreaker question.
What is this? So this is a double or nothing
Whoa.
scenario.
Double
Hey,
or nothing?
Hey, let me get it so that we can go to that extra.
All right, so here's our final review, which I think nobody's gonna get. I will say that this is a movie, and the review says 4 bitches, 1 star.
Bring it on.
The Notebook.
Wrong, wrong.
Oh, damn it.
It's a movie.
It's a movie, and it says 4
4
bitches,
bitches.
and it came out post 2010.
Bridesmaids.
And it's not The Notebook. A Walk to
It came
Remember
out
that
post
out early.
2015. I'll even narrow it down more.
Okay.
Ghostbusters 2016.
No.
Oh. I went way out on a
What's
limb,
the-
and now
what's
I
the
look
dog-
like a weirdo.
What's the movie about the wiener dog with Danny DeVito?
Nope.
Oh,
4 bitches.
You definitely know what the movie is.
have I seen it?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Oh, it's The Witch. Nope.
no, fuck.
You guys are gonna.
I'm not gonna say anything. She said we'll give it away. I bet I know what it is.
Say it.
What is it?
She fucking.
You can just describe it. I'll give you the point if
It's
you guess it right.
It's the.
But you would know it. You're not gonna. Trust
a
me. You would not know what the title is.
It's a sad.
So just give up.
It's a sad Ben Affleck
No,
movie where his
no,
wife slits Doogie Howser's throat while
No,
they're
it's not
fucking.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl is what I was gonna
It's
say.
not Gone Girl.
That movie
Okay.
is terrifying.
You've seen it?
also.
Do I want to give more clues?
Yes,
Yeah.
give one
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Give
yeah.
I
at
want
least
to
one
try to
more.
guess. I want to try to
Because
guess.
none of us are gonna get it based on this.
Shrek 3.
No. If I give away this next clue, I feel like it's gonna narrow it down a lot.
It's okay.
Yeah, at this point, who cares?
It
But
is
but Chris can't win because we need to do the bonus round.
It is a superhero film.
Oh, Captain Marvel,
Wrong.
What?
Batman versus Superman.
Wrong.
Wonder Woman 84.
Ding ding ding. No, wait.
Oh, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
Oh shit.
Good
We're gonna
job.
give it to
Good
Paige.
job, Paige.
Paige.
Good job. Good job.
It is not Wonder Woman 84.
Now we have to
This
do
is
the
a
bonus
review
round.
for the original Patty Jenkins Wonder
Determine if
Woman.
there's a tie.
Yeah.
Well,
bonus
but
round.
Chris has 3 and you
Yeah,
have
I
2
said
and
to
Paige has
determine
1.
if
Let's
there's
just
a
do it
tie.
anyway.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right.
it.
I don't
Bonus
have a
round.
bonus fucking
Oh,
review.
damn it.
You should have had it ready.
Here.
I didn't have it ready. Let's look one up real quick. I'll look it up, Connor. Get out of here.
No, I
Get
was
outta
going
here.
to say if I can find a good one and you can guess it, then you win it all.
Oh,
No.
damn!
no,
That's
no.
not even double or nothing. That's like the dealer gets to steal everything at the last minute for some reason.
He takes
No,
all
no.
of your money.
Here's a review.
The
we're gonna-
dealer holds a gun to your face and says,
Here's a review we're gonna read. I'm not gonna show it on the screen.
Okay.
Yes.
"Yeah, don't if you don't want us
Obviously,
to know what it is."
Yeah.
All right. I don't think you guys. are gonna
Sometimes
get
people
this.
cough. Oh, I thought you were laughing at me.
No. Applied for a job here. Web portal was terrible. Application ended as I listed that I was a white male. Didn't even bother to ask me any required by law EO questions. Nice place you got there. You guys will never guess what this is.
It's the U.S. Post Office.
nope.
Oh,
But it
that
is.
was a
I was
good
going
guess.
out on
But
the.
it is a federal building. No, I don't know if it's federal. It's government for sure. It's government owned.
Trash
100%.
collectors. Like the...
It's 100% government owned.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The post office.
It's government
The
owned.
post office was a good guess.
It's
I
at
feel
least
like.
locally government owned.
Um,
I don't know if it's considered a national thing. Hint, hint.
the art.
the gas company.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn, Paige. So that tiebreaker solved nothing. But anyway,
Nope.
Good job,
congratulations,
Paige.
guys.
You won.
No, Chris won.
What?
Chris got 3 points. Paige got 2. Connor got 2.
Chris got
No.
4 points.
Congratulations, Chris. You are the 1-star review champion of the episode. Let's get a honk, honk, honk.
honk, 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 honk.
Anyway,
That was beautiful.
now it's time to move on to our final segment, Connor's conspiracy corner.
God, that was a long
was
sigh. Like you're like,
Long
you were like,
sigh.
get ready for some bullshit.
So we always do some conspiracies on the podcast, and this is our latest one.
Wow, that was a very energetic. You really brought the energy on that description.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that this one is can be tied back slightly into the events of the past few days.
Okay.
So we'll just start out with a little bit of background, okay? I don't have any dramatic intro this
I'm
time.
gonna guess it's
Because-
Bigfoot.
Frankly, this one isn't that dramatic.
Mhm.
But anyway, so here we go. On the I also wrote out like a 5-page script so
I think you said this one was quick.
We're ready.
it's it's quick. This is this
Yeah,
is
it's just a good
Yeah.
amount of time.
this is shorter than my last few things that
Okay.
I wrote out were. But I'm essentially just going to be reading word for word what I wrote out. So, okay. On the 4th of January, 2012, a user posted an image to a 4chan board known as B. They said that they were looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, they had devised a test. Hidden in this image they posted was a message. If you found it, it would lead you on the road to finding them. The message ended with "Good luck," signed 3301. Anybody know what this is?
Cicada or what? Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Okay.
You know
yeah,
about
yeah,
cicada?
Yeah, I'm in.
Y'all Cicada?
No.
Cicada.
Y'all cicada?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
I'm excited to talk about.
I don't know what
this.
you're talking
Do you
about.
know much about it?
Like high
I
level.
thought that
High
if
level.
anybody knew anything about it, it
What?
would be you because that's the only one that would really make sense.
Yeah.
So, Unbeknownst to those seeing the message at the time, someone had just set in motion one of the most elaborate scavenger hunts the internet has ever seen. Within minutes of the image being posted, someone discovered that by opening the file in a text editor, an appended string of readable text could be found. This string contained a cipher that, once deciphered, formed a link to yet another image. At first, this image appeared to be a dead end, but using an application known as OutGuess, users were able to extract hidden information embedded in the image. This extracted information led to a subreddit, which contained information about a book with a code. Using the code with the book could then be used to uncover a phone number that, when called, played this pre-recorded message. Classic. The message was, "Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final.jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2, multiply all 3 of these numbers together, and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck and goodbye." By the following day, the initial image had been reposted all over the internet. Okay?
Okay.
So, now we have a growing number of armchair detectives.
Great. The,
Always
the
a good thing.
Reddit
That only goes
sleuths.
well.
They
yeah.
begin to dig into this puzzle, okay?
Yeah.
But know what? Nobody was really quite sure what to make of it at this point. It was
Yeah.
just a random 4chan post, which known for trolls,
Yeah.
everything like that. They wondered what the puzzle was for, who was behind it, what happens when you reach the end. Some naturally dismissed it as an elaborate joke, while others perceived its complexity as evidence against it being the work of a mere troll, which sort of makes sense, but I could also see a troll going to those links.
For sure.
Before long, rumors began to circulate that it could be the world or the work of some secret society or intelligence agency with the intent of recruiting individuals proficient in cryptography, steganography, and other related fields. But of course, that was nothing but a rumor. The 2 numbers mentioned in the recording proved to be the dimensions of the original image, 509, 503, and the number that they signed the letter as, 3301. After multiplying the width and the height with 3301 and using the product as a web address, users were taken to a website. The website consisted of a countdown as well as a picture of a cicada. When the countdown reached 0, the page was updated with a list of coordinates with the phrase, "Find our symbol at the location nearest to you." It was 14 different locations in 5 different countries across the world. A few of those locations were in the United States, and then the rest were on the Eastern Hemisphere. So this signified that it was an international collective, effort to get these locations out there. It was now up to the participants living near these coordinates to get out and go investigate further. Those who believed Cicada to be the work of an organization now felt their beliefs to be justified. In their opinion, only some international collective had the means to create a scavenger hunt of this magnitude.
Okay.
Once all of the locations were researched and investigated, they discovered posters with a cicada symbol and a QR code. The codes linked to an image. The image contained a riddle. The riddle led to a book, and the book led to a website again. But here, the puzzle took an unexpected turn. Only a select group of first arrivals to this website were accepted into the final stage of the puzzle. The site eventually closed down with the message, "We want the best, not the followers." The finalists were also warned not to collaborate with each other nor to share the details of the private stage of this puzzle. After nearly a month of silence, an image appeared on the subreddit announcing the conclusion of the puzzle. Not the puddle.
Is a deep ass inquisitive puddle.
And just like that, it was over.
And that's it.
No, that's not it.
Roll credits.
Roll credits.
Cicada claimed that they found the highly intelligent individuals that they were looking for, and whatever happened to them is a bit of a mystery. The complete lack of an explanation was confirmation to many that the whole time this puzzle was nothing but a wild goose chase intent on wasting everyone's time. After all the questions raised by the original image remained unanswered, what was the puzzle for, who was behind it, and what happens when you reach the end? However, as it later turned out, this was only the beginning.
Oh, shit.
We've only
What
do you
just
think?
begun.
What do you think so far?
What do I think so far?
Yeah, or
I don't know,
anybody.
dude. It's just like some fucking what do they call it? Where it's like it's called a something game.
Arg?
Arc. Yes.
Arg?
Yeah, yeah,
Arg,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's what a lot
It's
of
like an
people
arc
thought.
thing.
That's what a lot of people thought.
And it kills me how many people got so angry about it. Though.
Yeah.
They're like, they're wasting our time, and it's like they never said you had to do.
Can I
Yeah.
ask
this.
questions
don't
as a
know
person
why.
who doesn't know what an ARG is?
Alternate
please
reality
do.
game.
Elaborate, please.
So,
Yes, please do.
what's a recent one that happened? I don't know if I have any examples of recent ones, but an alternate reality game is essentially
Large scale LARPing.
more or less, yeah, more or less, yeah.
Like, really.
It's an attempt of a company that usually has something to promote. So I know that
Cloverfield
that-
did it.
yeah, Cloverfield did it.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Robot did it.
I kind of
Mr. Robot revealed like an app where you played through and solved puzzles and
I
stuff.
get
and
it.
gave
It's
you,
like
you know,
you're at a
Yeah.
park and you're on your phone and a person comes up to you and like throws a rock at you with a piece of paper that says like Slushco has something to do with big old
Kinda, yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
I
And
guess
like
so.
it's so weird.
Kinda,
It's so
yeah.
weird that you get
Yeah.
on Facebook and you're like a person hit me with a
Slushco
rock
and
with a note
monsters,
written
yeah.
on it.
I guess that's
Yeah.
kind
I'm
of it.
gonna-
Yeah.
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 So, more or less.
Large scale LARPing. I stand by that.
Yeah, that's
I
an
think it's
accurate
fair.
description.
After nearly a month of silence, now remember this is 2012, okay, that
Mhm.
this starts. And by now, it's been a few months at least later in the year.
It's been a while.
And after nearly a month of silence, an image appeared on the subreddit announcing the conclusion of the puzzle. And just like that, it was over. They found the intelligent people, right? That's where we left off.
This sounds just like Ready Player One.
Now,
What?
I don't know.
No,
In
it
what
doesn't.
way?
all of a sudden, a second puzzle gets released. Now, what people didn't realize at the time, but what they had now realized was that whoever created these puzzles had the foresight to include an authentication code known as a PGP signature with every clue so that they could verify that it wasn't just some random person,
trying
you know,
trying to like trick them or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
trying to fuck everybody's progress up or whatever, blah blah blah. This allowed them to verify that an image or message was actually from Cicada as opposed to some imposter.
Mhm.
Cicada had repeatedly warned of such false paths and insisted that any message lacking a valid PGP signature should be promptly disregarded. That's why the next image, posted exactly a year and a day after the first, so 2013 now,
Damn.
provoked such a frenzy. The image read, "Hello again. Our search for intelligent individuals now continues. The first clue is hidden within this image. Find it, and it will send you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck." Signed, 3301.
What a good Seussical rhyme there.
Except.
There were a year of imitations, people putting out fake puzzles, not the signature. The signature was not on those puzzles, so everybody pretty much knew. And then Cicada came back, and it was round 2. The second puzzle was not too dissimilar from the first one. Once again, I'm pretty much glossing over the contents of the puzzles because it's just typical puzzle and cryptography stuff. We don't really care about it. It's
Oh,
just,
please dive deep, my friend.
I can't
I'm kidding.
because I chose not to.
I've made this decision already before. and we
The
can't.
image enclosed a message. The message led to another book. The book produced a link, and gradually the puzzle unfolded. At one point, a recording titled "The Instar Emergence" was uncovered. There's 2 recordings that are uncovered during this. It's weirdly just music. I don't know if there's any other
Okay.
meaning to it, but it's just weird lyricless music that this
Okay.
guy embedded into
Yeah.
these.
Picturing like a creepy box somebody opens.
I thought
that just,
about
like
I thought about finding this actual song because in a video that I watched about this, they actually played it, but it's not. It's just a song that this guy chose
Yeah.
to embed into the
Mhm.
puzzle for whatever reason. Another clue led to a cryptic Twitter account, which then led to an image, and that image proved vital to the progression of this puzzle. But the inclusion of a runic alphabet on this image would remain a mystery for quite some time.
Can I pause you for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've kind of talked about this before. I want to throw this
Yeah.
out here. This is my current theory on this, okay? I think this is KFC advertising. That's my theory right now.
That's-
With how insane they've gone with their advertising. I
You
think
plug in
this
all
is-
the
monolith?
coordinates and it's Rob Lowe as
I
the
think-
colonel in
I
like text
think
form.
this is
Was
a
the-
long
were those
con.
monoliths not KFC recordings? Because
Imagine,
they
yeah.
then no, but listen, they then released their KFC gaming console system, and the
KF
monoliths were in
Listen,
the
their
trailers for
advertising
it.
is off the fucking rails. all
There's a
right? They're
KFC gaming
insane.
Whoa,
console?
I didn't bring
Yeah.
that up because I thought everybody knew about
It's
it.
a gaming console and an air fryer for your
Whoa.
chicken.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Or
a
chicken
chicken
warmer.
warmer.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
It's a chicken
I thought you
warmer.
knew
we
about
need to
this.
back up like 17 steps.
I didn't include that in the articles because I thought you knew about that.
I've been trying to listen to what you're saying while drunk and make a connection, and then you throw at me, hey, by the way,
Chicken
KFC's
warmer,
got
KFC.
a gaming
That's-
system, air fryer,
It's
a
a
film with Mario
no,
Lopez.
Hold on. It's a
What's
it's not a
happening?
game. It's a computer called the KF console, and has a chicken warmer in it that I think just uses the heat from the GPU.
But that's definitely what I
to
want.
warm
Lots
your
of
chicken.
hot grease
Who-
in my computer.
Whoever is doing marketing
It's
for
only like
KFC is
$2,000.
my fucking hero.
And so that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. Legitimately, this is going to be a long game KFC advertising.
Yeah.
That's going to be it.
The next image, posted exactly a year and a day after the first, provoked such a frenzy. The image read, "Hello again. Our search for intelligent individuals now continues. The first clue is hidden within this image. Find it, and you will be on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that make it all the way through. Good luck. Signed again, 3301." So we've got a year. A year passes by. People imitate these posts, but they don't have the official PGP signature.
Mm-hmm.
And then comes round 2, Cicada's back. And as we talked about before, the second puzzle was not too dissimilar from the first. The image enclosed a message. The message led back to a book. The book produced a link, and it unfolded. They found that song that we
Mhm.
talked about, the Instar Emergence. And just like the first puzzle, the second one overflowed into the physical world, leaving more locations for people to visit. This time it was 8 in 4 different countries. But eventually the trail went cold again. Another select group of first arrivals had been accepted into the final stage of the puzzle. But unlike the first puzzle, the second did not conclude with an official message from Cicada. Cicada simply vanished, leaving us no further explanations. But this was still not the end.
Oh.
A year later,
So
once
what year
again,
is this now?
as of that
Mhm.
point, it was 2013.
Okay.
So now, at the beginning of 2014,
Okay.
it was time for round 3. Once again, the image enclosed a message. The message led to a book. The book produced a link, and it was more of the same. Except this time, the puzzle seemed to revolve around a strange book. The book was titled Liber Primus, meaning first book in Latin, and was evidently written by Cicada. The runic alphabet that we talked about earlier, that was on a post that he made. You know, Rune. You've been playing God of War. You know what
Love God of
you know what
War.
the runic alphabet looks
Mhm.
like now. The runic alphabet, uncovered in 2013, finally made sense as the book Liber Primus. Even though the title is in Latin, for some reason the book is written in runic.
Okay.
Which doesn't make much
Interesting.
sense to me.
All right.
But the book was primarily written in these runes. But the translated meanings of this was cryptic at best. It contained various philosophical and ideological beliefs and appeared to be this person's manifesto or this group's manifesto.
Oh, manifestos always.
That's
Yeah.
never a good word to
Yeah,
throw behind your
exactly.
ideology.
Yeah, manifestos never like, anyway, this is how
Yeah.
I fix humanity.
Yeah.
So many have since compared the strange writings to that of a cult. Nevertheless, the book also comprised a myriad of clues and codes for these puzzles. One page advised participants to seek out a website on the deep web, but that site remains undiscovered.
Deep
Another
web.
page led to a website containing yet another recording titled Interconnectedness. This is another weird song,
Okay.
just some sort of ethereal music that I don't know if they made it or if they found it and shared it, but however, still a significant portion of the book has yet to be translated. The runic text on some of the pages appear to be obfuscated by layers of encryption that have yet to be decrypted. Of the 74 pages that this person or this group wrote featuring runes, only 19 of them have been successfully translated. Then we have another year pass. 2015 came and went without the reveal of a new puzzle.
True.
Many came to suspect the Liber Primus had to be completed if Cicada was to return. This was more or less confirmed at the beginning of 2016 when Cicada encouraged a re-examination of the book with a new message. They said, "Hello. The path lies empty. Epiphany seeks the devoted. Liber Primus is the way. Its words are the map. Their meaning is the road. And the numbers are the direction. Seek and you will be found."
So I thought this all sounded like cool technological, like cryptography nerds up
Mhm.
until this point when it turned into hippie bullshit. And now I'm a lot less impressed.
Align your chakra along the western
There's a
side.
Yeah.
This
that's-
book is the map. And
there's a
the,
few
and the words
theories.
are the
And the
road.
key is your
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
don't like
few
them anymore.
there's a few theories that sort of relate to what you just said that we'll get to
That
in
it's
just a
hippie
little
bullshit.
bit. Yeah.
It's for goop, isn't
So,
it?
and that's pretty much all that happened. More
Goop sounds
years,
very accurate. It sounds like something
It
Goop would
sounds like
do.
some goop
more
bullshit.
years have gone by with minimal progress on translating of this runic alphabet, near complete silence from Cicada, and the questions raised by the original image have gone ignored. What is the purpose of these puzzles? Who is behind them? And what happens when you reach the end? If we choose to believe, so you remember how earlier I said that those that got to the final stage weren't allowed to share that
Mhm.
information with anybody?
Hmm.
Naturally,
They shared that information
people
with
shared
some
that
people.
information, so,
because they're human. Yeah,
if
I
we
get it.
choose to believe some of the leaked information from the private end stage of each puzzle, which, let's clarify, we can't necessarily confirm that they're,
Or deny.
somebody could have just made this shit up and posted it claiming to be a member of that end stage. So take this with a grain of salt, but like you do all conspiracies.
No, I buy him
Um,
100%
Makes sense.
face value.
If we do choose to believe some of the leaked information from the private end stage of each puzzle, then we do gain some insight as to who this group may be. For example, at the end of each puzzle, finalists supposedly received this email. In it, Cicada described themselves as an international group who believe that privacy is an inalienable right.
Okay.
The aim of each puzzle is to recruit like-minded individuals in an effort to develop privacy-conscious solutions. Then the email then concludes with 3 questions. The questions being: 1. Do you believe that every human being has a right to privacy and anonymity and is within their rights to use tools to help obtain and maintain privacy? The question's weird. Privacy, cache, strong encryption, and anonymity software, etc. Do you believe that information should be free? And do you believe that censorship harms humanity?
So this all concerns me greatly now because at first it kind of starts out with like we just care about privacy and in the technological era that's important, and it very quickly shifted into like we want to sell cocaine and child porn. Like that's exactly what that immediately
Kind of.
shifted into. I no
Yeah.
longer.
Here's your Wayfair cabinet named Shelly for $7,000.
So the PGC,
Shelley.
but we see this. This is what I just read is a screenshot of a leaked email that somebody supposedly received being in the
Mhm.
final stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the email did not have the PGP signature that they mentioned earlier. So
Okay.
it would have confirmed the authenticity if it was there, but it was conveniently removed,
Yeah.
they say, by the leaker. So we can't know for sure if this is real or not. But the idea of a secret society recruiting individuals is not far-fetched. It sounds a bit absurd,
No,
but
so
it's not
actually,
far-fetched.
I've read a couple books on the topic of code and
Mhm.
cryptography in general, and there have been groups like clubs that are just
Yeah.
really into it that recruit by putting messages like this out in like
Mhm.
newspapers, on old like ARPANET, on forums and
Yeah.
stuff.
Not to
Um,
mention that.
there have been jobs this way too
Yeah.
as well. They've used it as a recruitment source where they can actually pull people in.
In 2013, a British intelligence agency known as GCHQ launched a recruitment program known as Can You Find It? Essentially, they gave out a bunch of puzzles, and those who managed to solve these puzzles were offered either a prize or a position
Mhm.
at the company. Google did something similar with enigmatic billboards in 2004. U.S. Navy launched a essentially identical program to that of Google in 2014.
Yeah, it's been repeatedly used
Yeah.
as a recruitment
pretty
tool.
common, I
Yeah,
think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think it's far-fetched to think that this could be some sort of
Yeah.
recruitment program
I'm
by
worried
somebody.
it's a recruitment program for like another Silk Road that like
Yeah, that's the
You know,
thing.
that's what's worrisome because it doesn't sound very wholesome.
And then they say, what
Right
about
now.
the finalists, though? If this was really happening, if this many people really made it to the end, why haven't we heard from them? We have, actually. But it's just that, just like not being able to confirm the existence of that email,
Mhm.
you kind of have to take all of these people that claim that they were one of the finalists with a grain of salt. You know, maybe
How
they're
can you
just
prove that.
maybe
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
lying to get some attention. But in
Or-
2015, Rolling Stone interviewed 2 of these alleged finalists. They chronicled the
Alleged.
events beyond the final stage, and they said that they received an email from Cicada, and then they were taken to a forum on the dark web. Here they could communicate with 20-something
I
odd
like it.
recruits, as well as a handful of established members of Cicada. They were told that Cicada 3301 had been started by a group of friends who shared common ideals about security, privacy, and censorship.
These group of friends are like Epstein, isn't it? Like for real. Like this is all just grosser and grosser the more
The
it
goal
goes.
was to work as a collective to develop software applications in line with that ideology. As friends recruited friends, this secret society quickly expanded into a decentralized international organization. The recruits were then tasked with developing software that fit the ideology of the group, and members of Cicada would oversee their progress. But these supposed finalists that were now recruited, without the allure of a puzzle to be solved, they quickly lost interest. And this is where it's a little bit weird because at this point, we've already talked about the existence of this group up until 2016.
Mhm.
But the Rolling Stones interview with these alleged finalists say that by the end of 2012, actually, all of these people had already left except for one. And then a few months later, the site in which all of these finalists communicated was shut down.
Yeah, because like for real, when you get down to it, it sounds like a fucking tech startup.
Yeah.
And no one wants to work for a fucking tech startup where it's like me and my buddies.
Hey,
have
do you
this
want to
Yeah.
develop my app?
We have this $1 million idea, guys. We'll pay you in shares. Like, like that's
and-
what it sounds like when you got down to it.
And
like,
that's
fuck
it.
that.
They never heard from, as of this person, I'm saying, the
Yeah.
Rolling Stones interviewed person, they never heard from Cicada again after that.
Oh.
So there was...
Cicada sounds like a Bond villain organization.
Yeah,
It does,
Cicada.
yeah.
This
the
is-
Cicada Corp.
This is more or less the end of this story.
Okay.
But there were a few interesting points that I wanted to point out. They made their last public statement in April of 2017, allegedly, warning against disinformation and asking to always verify the PGP signature. If anything else came out, they
Mhm.
wanted to let people know, look for that signature because if it actually is us, it'll be there.
Mhm.
But then there was one other finalist that was interviewed, which I think this is this is kind of cool
Yeah.
to think about. But he said that finalist, he's got a YouTube channel actually. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real fast to see if it still exists. Nox Populi.
It's goatsy.com.
Yep.
Nox
What is that
Populi, he's got 25,000
twisty dick one?
subscribers. He's
Yeah, it's
says about a series by one of the 2013 winners of the Cicada 3301 puzzle,
Okay.
showing the step-by-step solving process as well as discussing a more realistic,
Meat spin.
fact-based view of the organization. So this finalist, Nox Populi, which this is the coolest part, I think, he says that he believed that Cicada was the remnants of the cypherpunk movement from the 80s and
Mhm.
90s,
Yeah.
which was essentially an advocate for, widespread strong cryptography
Yeah.
Mhm.
and privacy enhancing technologies. And I just thought that was really
Yeah,
a really
that could be really cool. It's
Couldn't
a bunch
it?
of like phone freakers running
Yeah,
around still.
exactly.
Like, that's
I
what
just
it
think
fucking is,
that's
and I like
so-
that idea.
I know.
I don't like the dark web cocaine
Yeah,
child
no,
porn
I
idea.
agree with that.
That one's a lot more sad. But that's kind of what it sounds
But
like.
yeah,
at the same time.
that's the story of Cicada 3301.
Okay, guys, 100%. I'm all in on this. Is like really elaborate KFC advertising.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what I like to imagine.
I like Chris's theory that like it all leads to Rob Lowe dressed as Colonel Sanders.
Which connecting to a recent Pearcast or
Dan Pear Big Stream, which is me. I'm Dan
Yeah.
Pear Big.
Yeah.
what was the game where
Fox
Rob,
Hunt. We
Fox
played
Hunt.
Fox Hunt recently, which is on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dan Pear Big.
Rob Lowe in the most recent KFC marketing campaign was he was the colonel in one of those videos,
Yes.
and he's in Fox Hunt as whatever the fuck he is in that game. I
Yes.
don't understand.
Yeah.
It all comes back to KFC and Rob Lowe. That's my theory.
I'm really fascinated by the idea that KFC has a air fryer
Oh,
video
yeah.
game
We're still
console
talking about
/
that.
conspiracy
Oh, yeah.
machine.
That's-
No, maybe they all tie in. Maybe
Yeah.
like the air fryer video game console is a code generator for the
It's a
conspiracy that
chicken
you guys are
warmer,
doing.
not an air fryer. Let's be clear.
Oh my god.
Chicken
Are we
warmer.
gonna
You can't fry a chicken.
are we gonna hey, is it a heating element in Easy Bake Oven or is it a light bulb?
Oh, Connor's showing a picture to Chris
Yep.
of the KF
The
console.
KF console. Get your greasy chicken nice
It's-
and
This is
hot
what they
while
were
you play
hoping. They
video
were really
games.
waiting
Finger-
for somebody to decipher that
yeah.
book.
Finger licking
This is
ray
real?
tracing.
Finger licking, yeah.
As of the KFC website and the Cooler Master
you can
Has
website.
buy it right
anybody
now.
Ever bought one? Is it
It's
cool?
expensive.
I do not. Is there a buy link on the website?
Yeah, it's expensive. It's like $2,400.
Well, seeing
Yeah.
as I will be winning the lottery soon, I'll
That's
make sure to buy 3 or 4 of
true.
them.
And then
Good
we can
idea.
all have one.
Well, the KF console LAN party.
What are the
Yes.
specs though?
Really good. It's a really powerful
It's
PC.
actually yeah.
So
Um,
if it's $2,400 and it's as good as this computer and has an air fryer, it's worth
It's
it.
not an air fryer. It's a chicken
Chris.
warmer.
Chris-
It is capable of probably the same quality of gaming that your
Yeah, it
PC's
probably
capable
is.
of,
This is
plus ray
disappointing.
tracing.
Added bonus,
Okay.
your entire house can reek of fried chicken
Yeah.
forever. because it
And
will
your
saturate
controller or
everything.
keyboard can be covered
I saw a
in
really
grease.
funny
Yep.
meme that was it was a picture of burnt chicken and it said my chicken after playing Cyberpunk 2077 on my KF console because it
I
gets
just,
so
like,
hot.
The only problem with it is that like I don't want to eat chicken and play video games at the same
You know what's the
Yeah.
problem?
I'm not opposed to doing those two things.
You know
at
what's the
same
problem
time.
is
I'm not
Connor
opposed
just-
to eating chicken while I do anything.
Connor
guys.
just went on a rant about a 20-minute conspiracy. Not a rant, sorry, that's offensive. Connor just went on
I'm
telling
not-
us in detail about a
I'm not
20
offended at
a
all
20-minute
by that.
conspiracy theory, and then we come back and we can't stop talking about the KF console.
okay.
I don't
That's our
give a
takeaway.
I just want to say
I'm more interested in talking about the KF console. than
I
I
think
I
we-
realized I set that off, and I'm sorry, but
I think we
No,
should all be in agreement, though.
I'm not offended.
That if they had successfully deciphered the runic book, it would have
Well,
given us
The KFC.
the KF.
It
This
probably
brings
is,
us to
it probably
next
is the secret
time's
herbs and
segment.
spices.
or we're gonna spend the entire 2.5 hours deciphering the runic alphabet.
Yes.
Which
Of
I
that
think is going to
book.
tell
Yep.
us the
KF
secret
console's
blend
gonna
of
come out.
herbs and spices. that
Yeah,
KFC
that's a
chicken.
chicken.
good point.
Yeah.
Valid.
But I think that is
And
as
what's in cane sauce?
Oh, dude,
Ooh.
we've
make our own.
made
We'll give
homemade
you our
cane sauce. We'll give you the recipe.
I'm gonna
dude.
guess
we got the
it's-
hookup.
good.
it's ranch dressing and
No,
horseradish.
no
Is it
ranch nor
cane?
neither one of those degree
Is it
ingredients.
Raising Cane himself, the dog?
It's-
You
Yeah.
mix
No.
up the
Ground
dog.
up.
It's a little bit of Herman
You give
Cain's
'em a-
ashes.
I don't know how they've had it
In
for so
every
long.
dose
I
of
don't know if
Raising
they've like
Cane.
burnt off a couple fingers of his or what, but yeah, it's
There
Herman
is.
Cain's ashes.
It's like How High, only it's Herman Cain.
Yeah.
Herman Cain timeline of coronavirus.
Oh no.
yeah. Oh Jesus. Speaking of irony,
He's fine.
He's still
the
tweeting.
hoax, It's
That I keep
fine.
thinking that you're holding a menorah.
He's. It looks like Chris is holding a
Just
menorah.
to
He's
be-
holding a moose
Here.
glass.
It's the.
It looks so great.
It's
when
the,
you hold it that way and I don't see
Yeah.
the moose nose.
It's the glass from
Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Yeah.
referencing National Lampoon's.
we watched that not that long
Vacation.
ago for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
There you go, guys.
Yeah. Merry
And
Christmas.
I keep forgetting
Merry
that my drink
Christmas.
has like a 6-inch wingspan, so I keep bumping.
Who
shit.
buys
Yeah.
who does upgrades to their house like that without knowing for sure that they're getting a bonus?
Who?
Oh.
Oh,
Talking
and-
about Christmas vacation.
What's
Come
funny
on, man.
is
That's
a-
a lot of fucking money.
A pool in today's money, that's the equivalent of being like, on a whim, I'm going to make $100,000 investment.
right?
Yeah.
But like
It's
I'm going to
insane.
wing it. I'm going to guess that I get that.
who does
the
that
bonus.
without like especially if you can't afford it without the bonus. If
Yeah.
you can't afford it without the bonus, why would you do that?
Yeah.
What if you don't get the bonus?
What a
Yeah.
great
The bonus.
way to end it. Guys.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Happy
Cicadas,
holidays. Watch
KFC.
Christmas Vacation.
This was our Thanksgiving, Christmas, and probably Halloween.
No, we did one after or around Halloween.
Mm.
But I promise you, we're gonna do these more consistently. We're in Brimco Studios.
Now that we have a wonderful space with
we
me
have
in
a
it
great
always,
Just see all of it.
studio.
All of
guys,
it?
I'm here
Beautiful.
24/7. So
Beautiful.
I never leave this chair. Whenever you don't see me, I'm still
He's
sitting
always
in
sitting
this chair.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm
We've
Dan
become
Eggers,
concerned.
one of your lovely hosts, and you can find me on Twitch. I do live streams, video
OnlyFans.
game stuff, twitch.tv/Dan Parabig. I have a website with all the links to all my shit, danparabig.com, at Dan Parabig on Twitter, and youtube.com/Dan Parabig. I got YouTube videos and stuff. What about you, Chris?
I'm Chris Brimmer, and I have this room. This
You-
room
no,
is me.
come on. You got more than that.
And there's Procrastibators is a thing
Cr-
we'll be doing.
Chris's
and,
own podcast, which has a pilot
Yeah.
episode out right
and,
now.
and
Does.
check out that website and give us feedback. Like
Who are
I
you
say, after
debating
all of
with?
them, nobody. as of right now.
Procrastibators.com.
It was just a good old discussion about Batman.
Andrew
and Bill and
Jackson
Ted.
was a tyrant. You want to debate that?
Yeah.
No.
I agree with you, but let's
Yeah.
find the nuance where we disagree and dive
Yeah.
into it.
and dive
That was
deep.
my AP history class.
You can find
debate.
That
those
was good.
You can find those deep
Connor
dives.
just earned himself a spot on Procrastibators.
The other
you can
poor
find those
team.
deep dives
Yeah.
on Chris's podcast, The Procrastibators.
And give us some feedback on Dan's websites because that's the only place where you can type in a comment as of right now. probably.
Procrastibators.com. You can type one on YouTube as well. Just look up Procrastibators.
Oh, that's right. It's on there. Yeah.
CASTDEBAT.
Tell us what's wrong with it. Tell us. Apparently, hate mail is the most powerful thing on the internet to drive
Yeah.
interest. So
Only you would interrupt me while I'm plugging your own shit.
I didn't realize it was an interruption. Keep going.
PROCASTDEBATERS?
It's not an O.
It's
That's
not
right.
an O.
It's not an O.
Procrastibators.
The way to remember it, don't spell it like masturbators, which is what everybody wants
Spell
to
it
do.
like
Procrastibators.
Debater.
Debater.
We're debating things. We're not masturbating.
yes.
On it.
Check it out. It's on YouTube, guys. I'm on it. Paige is on it. It's a lot of fun. We'll be putting out more episodes now that Brimco Studios is officially
Yeah, we got a
open.
room all. Look how good it looks. We're all
Yes,
set
looks
up in a
great.
good looking space. It sounds
Yeah.
good. It tastes good. Smells good.
Smells so good. Smells like fresh wood and pine and
Smells
masculinity.
amazing.
Chris, you got anything else you want to plug?
No, that's pretty much it. Anything you have, I'll plug your stuff too.
Yeah, plug my
I'll
stuff.
plug
double.
you, and I'll plug you, and I'll plug everything.
Plug me.
You're all plugged. Consider yourself plugged, internet.
Internet.
Paige,
Yeah.
what about you? What do you got to say?
I'm Paige. I have a Twitter. I don't use it. I don't even know my login. Don't hit me up there. I won't answer.
But what is your at? Anyway?
But my ad on everything is Not Quite Heroes. HEROES. Come find me. Come say hi.
And Connor, what about you, my friend?
I have a Twitch account that I don't ever use anymore.
Sometimes you might in the future.
You can also hit me up on onlyfans.com/John Dillerman.
Is that what you were Googling a minute ago?
At this point, you'd have to be John Dillerman like 9097 or something in order to.
John Dillerman
Oh, shit,
9097.
that's great.
That's it.
You didn't actually plug your real anything.
I don't have anything.
Lord
what's
Otter.
my Twitter account?
Lord
again?
Otter?
You are.
Lord Otter Games? No.
That's
Follow
on
my-
Twitter.
Follow my real one, which is just the Lord Otter, I think.
Is that you? Is that your regular Connor Potts account on Twitter?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, follow his regular account. That's the
Let me-
Lord Otter.
Let me find
He's
out.
on Twitch as the Lord Otter, THE Lord Otter, right?
Yes.
Twitch.tv/the Lord Otter.
No, I'm on there as Lord Otter TTV.
He's on there as Lord Otter TTV. Twitch.tv
just make more
/Lord Otter
different
TTV.
names.
How do you look at? They're all okay. Okay.
What?
They're somebody out there
Who's been
is claiming to be
Yeah.
me,
What?
and they have different spellings of the same name on almost every single platform. That's why they're all different.
What?
And originally, I had just Lord Otter Games as my Twitter account because I wanted it to be separate from my actual account.
Yeah.
But I don't ever use that Twitch Twitter account. So just follow my real one, which I don't.
Follows real, and he puts out some
It's
banger
just
tweets.
the
dude.
Lord Otter. It's mostly retweets.
It's
Um,
great retweets though. He only retweets the best.
Oh, here's a good one.
Read one of your bangers.
I can't
What are
read
your
that.
bangers? I can't read that.
Give us one. Hit us with one of them all-time greats.
It's called
Connor.
Home of the Brave for a reason, you cucks.
I saw that tweet. That's a good tweet that you retweeted.
Just stay home
Oh,
if you're too scared to wear a
Yep.
mask, snowflake.
Yep.
I love it.
Perfect, guys.
That's beautiful.
That's
That's a good
at
end.
the Lord Otter, right?
Yeah, all buildings
On
matter.
Twitter. All right, guys. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I'm hoping to do these podcasts once every month, like we're actually supposed to do.
Yeah, and then we'll do one of mine a month, and we'll do one of yours a month, and we'll do one of yours a month. And you were there.
And
You were there.
Everybody will have their own
And you were
podcast
there.
a
And
month.
we'll all be on each other's podcasts.
That's right.
But anyway, guys, if you're listening to this podcast right now
Interconnected.
and you made it to this point,
That's from that conspiracy, interconnectedness.
if you're
Yeah.
watching on YouTube, click subscribe. If you're
Click it.
if you're listening on whatever your app is, like it, subscribe to it,
Smash
whatever
that
it
bell.
does,
Smash it.
Whatever-
Hulk, smash that button.
whatever you can do to make sure you know when the latest episodes premiere, do it.
Carve it into your arm.
We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this
Carve the
evening.
dates into your forehead.
I said evening. This is a podcast. You could be listening
Exclamation
to it
point,
morning,
only fans.
day, night. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye,
Peace
guys.
Check
out.
us out at
.com/John Dillerman.
I was gonna say smut button.
Smutbutton.com.